sorry, John. I'm sorry.
No, it'll be okay. Stay with us. It'll be okay.
I have to go away.
No, don't do it. Please, don't go.
I must go away, John.
No! No, wait. Wait, you don't have to do this.
Sorry.
No, don't do it. Don't go.
It has to end here.
I order you not to go. I order you not to go. I order you not to go.
I know now why you cry.
Let's go.
You want to go?
Yeah.
You want to go, man?
Baby, I'm ready to go.
To TalkRadar 49 town?
59.
59
Ville.
town?
It's actually 61.
Anything special about 59? Anybody?
Is that a prime number?
Going gone. There's nothing special about 59 except for the fact that it's Shane Patterson's very last journey with the TalkRadar. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But at least a change of pace. At least apparently, maybe some of our users are too young to know or care about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And we're kind of like, what was the forum thread? Or the forum thread for this TalkRadar 58 was called Tribute to a Kid Toucher. Very cynical.
That's all they knew.
Very cynical. I'm sorry if we didn't make with the jokey jokes about Michael Jackson. His death actually kind of got to me personally.
Yeah, me
I
too.
grew up with the man being an icon, and I thought it was really good. And people kept asking about the music if I could link them to it. No, because I and Joe Newman made it, and you pretty much heard all there is of it.
So take that.
I'm sorry. I thought a couple of those Michael Jackson mixy mashies were pretty fucking cool.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't send it to them in some way or put it up on
They had
a
everything
site?
of it that exists. Oh, there were lyrics only brought over that part. But to bring it back to, I don't know, what do you call it, the TalkRadar way? Here's Neil Hamburger.
Why did Michael Jackson dangle his infant son from the balcony of his hotel room? Well, he was punishing him for refusing to finish his plate of sperm.
All right, have we cleansed,
Welcome back.
have we cleansed the grief palette?
Yeah.
Good. You're about to get another mouthful because Shane Patterson is leaving. This is going to be a little. This is going to be a little light on the things we love,
Yeah.
or the segments in this podcast, because I wanted to focus on all things Shane.
And I refuse to finish my plate of sperm.
Yes, it's really good. It tastes like waffle batter and bleach.
Creamy. It smells like Clorox.
What do we got? What do we got this week? I do believe we have a top 7.
We do have a top 7.
I heard.
What is it called?
Wait, who are we?
Whoa, I'm Chris Antista
I'm Shane Patterson.
for the last time.
For the last time.
I'm Michael Raparez.
Michael Raparez.
Charlie Bear Hats.
Charlie Barrett. Bravo. Check the front page to see what the reference that is to. And you are.
I'm Rod Alston.
DJ Baby.
Couldn't tell if that was a mistake or if that was just really eager.
Yeah, so we had a top 7 this week, just like we do every week on GamesRadar.com. Somebody give me the headline, because it had a funny headline.
Top 7 sexy horses every stud should ride.
Written by who?
Oh, should we?
By
Yeah.
B. Buttercup.
The horse.
The horse. B. Buttercup.
The senior wildlife editor. So, yeah, this started...
That implies that we have a junior or associate. Wow, that's sure.
This started as a gag. I don't know. Should I
I
probably
don't
not
know.
admit that it's a gag?
It's not a gag.
Sure
kind of a gag, but it's still
No,
informative.
it's completely serious.
It's
Yes.
real.
Well, I know, but I mean, do we want to do we want to persist that it's a fucking horse? That
Oh,
wrote
it is. It's B. Buttercup.
Yeah.
B. Buttercup is sitting in with us.
I didn't.
Wow, B. Buttercup, you sound remarkably like a pterodactyl.
You know what? He might. Treat from some podcast I don't remember. That guy is awesome.
But yeah, B. Buttercup wanted to do this, and
It was written by Tyler Nagata.
See, I don't know. If he wants us to say that.
He took dictation from B. Buttercup.
That's right.
Who stood there clopping
Yeah.
his hoof, I guess.
Clippity clop. Just a series of Morse codes. It was actually Tyler would present a letter and he'd clip yes or no. It took forever.
It took like 6 months just to write, just to type out. Which is all stream of consciousness.
And the thing I love the most about this top 7, which it's basically the top 7 horses, but the angle is it's written by a horse commenting on how sexy the horses are to another horse.
That's right.
And it's like if I was a sheep.
Which, let me stop you there. Instead of having to explain any more of this article, I'd like to have it explained to us by an actual horse. What was the horse's name in Hot to Trot?
The Bobcat.
I forgot. No, it was John Candy.
John Candy? No, Bobcat's in there.
No, he is, but he's not the voice of the fucking horse.
You caught me on the one day I didn't know that. It's a trivia.
That one day,
Gus,
every
Frank,
day.
Fred.
Hot to Trot horse voice.
John
Candy was hired to re-record the horse's voice.
From Elliot Gould. Also, Bobcat Goldthwait was hired to replace Joan Rivers. Anyway,
Oh my God.
Hot to Trot.
Modern classic.
Horse. Noun. Plural, horses. Definition 1. A male horse, a stallion or gelding. Definition 2. Any large, solid-hoofed herba. Ah, forget it.
Fucking love this.
Some primitive cultures believe that the equine was created in God's image. Noble, mighty, brilliant, sublime. And it was only after he finished perfecting his masterpiece known as horse that God turned his attention to the lesser animal. Look at this guy.
So TalkRadar 59.
Why? That's like his heavy metal narration.
I'm never
I
gonna
want to see tits.
I'm never gonna have a salute to Hot to Trot.
So
ever
that
again.
didn't sound like a horse. It sounded like John Candy's ghost.
That movie is not, which is why that movie is not available on DVD because it still haunts the VHS masters.
But the thing I loved the most about this article was the fact that it's such a bizarre idea and so meta and strange. A lot of some of the comments you get people saying stuff like, "Well, you guys have finally run out of ideas, haven't you?" And it's like, no. This is, in fact,
We
One
have
of them.
hundreds of ideas. That
but
are
no.
even dumber than this.
People say that when it's like people tend to only say you've run out of ideas when it's something they didn't get in the first place. Like, how is having a fake horse write a video game article the first one ever not an idea? Like that's actually probably the most unique idea we've posted this year.
I think Tyler,
Whether or not it's funny or not is up to you. But like having what the fuck? That it's nothing but unique. It's the only
Tyler Wilde and I were talking about. We were in terms of Dig maturity, and that people who used to be all over Dig had to mature a little because now every other site in the world is doing the hot babes, and the greatest villains. It's done every goddamn day.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to find things that are fun for us to write. So the idea of writing as a horse, was fun. It was funny, and ultimately will reward the reader if we're having fun doing this.
And it also has as of Tuesday when we record this, it has 112 comments in about 24 hours.
Some of which by B. Buttercup, him or herself.
Itself, I don't know. So number 7 on this list.
Wait, the first sentence. It's not easy being a horse. That's, I just wanted to say that.
You could let her say that.
Number 7 is Epona.
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 How do you say it, Brett? You know the.
How does Link say it in the game?
Epona. Epona. I have. What was Epona's first appearance?
Ocarina of Time.
I had that.
Blip, 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 blip. That could be Mario Kart.
That is very clearly Link whipping the shit out of a horse before he steals it.
From Lon Lon Ranch.
Yeah.
Epona, you ride around him, and
That's a horse.
with Link.
Hey, but
Yeah.
he's in like every Zelda game since then, right?
No.
Except for Wind Waker's and...
Wait, so is this a male horse?
He's only in 4 of Zelda.
It's
Is
a
it?
she.
Yeah,
It's
it
always been a
says a filly
She?
right here, and I know filly is a female.
I didn't know Bee Buttercup was a female. It's not a Epona.
No, Bee Buttercup's a male, and so he's attracted
Oh,
to this female horse.
So are these all female horses?
Yeah.
There's
Bitches,
some
right?
question about some of them. But
Yeah.
Sexy stuff.
But
I think-
Epona has been referred to in the games as a she.
I think they're called hitches.
can't you tell?
Yeah.
Look at that blonde hair. She's hot.
So in other words, it's okay for you to want to have sex with Bee Epona and not Bee Buttercup.
Well, I mean, if you did want to have sex with Bee Buttercup, we wouldn't judge.
Yeah, I shouldn't even do that.
Somebody does.
But I also have Epona returning in Twilight Princess.
Sure.
Listen. Come on, they're very distinct
Yes,
Link
that's,
noises in there.
Yeah.
That one also had noises of hooves.
Yeah, that's right. I hope. Hey, look, I didn't say it was going to be an interesting top 7 audibly.
But yeah, I mean, it was interesting in Ocarina. Gave you an overworld that was so large it needed a fast way to get around it.
Yeah.
They kind of did it in, the first Zelda with a whistle to have a whirlwind take you around. Wind Waker they couldn't do it because it was water.
Water, yeah.
You
But
got the King of Red Lions.
King of Red Horses.
No.
Oh, so that's Epona. Everybody knows that shit. I got nothing
That's
else
why
to say.
What's the second one? Which I know none of us know anything
Oh,
about.
my God.
There's definitely one image here where it looks like Link is enjoying Epona as much as
That's one of
Bee
my favorite
Buttercup would.
captions in the article. What does it say?
Happiness is petting Epona.
That's right.
Yeah, it looks like Kid Link from Majora's Mask riding a kid Epona.
All right.
What?
Number 6.
I
in the
wouldn't
top
know.
7 sexy ponies every stud should take out the stud.
Roll in
Should
the hay
take, should
with.
take forcibly.
Uh,
Asherus Death Charger?
Which is also a horse.
Oh no, this is from World of Warcraft. We
World
can't
of
talk
WoW.
about this.
World
Sure
of
is, and
WoW.
it's got laser hooves.
Moving on.
Did you
Yeah,
know?
well, having
Did you
played
know?
World of Warcraft
Ah.
for exactly 2 weeks in 2005,
Okay.
Nerd.
I'm somewhat of an authority on the fact that this is in fact a horse.
I would.
And
Tyler.
you probably have to pay
Well, I
through
don't-
the nose to Korean gold farmers in order to get the chance.
Apparently, Tyler got
I
who
think it
doesn't
is.
who does know his WoW shit and did steer Bee Buttercup in the right direction.
I don't get it.
Right? There we go. In order
I
to-
need a more stable.
in order to
Here's
get
a third beer.
in order to get what is it? Archerus
Asherus Death Charger.
Asherus Death Charger. You
It's
need to
probably
complete a
pronounced
quest.
like Acharus.
Acharus.
That's the name in a
It's like-
Star Wars
or
movie.
maybe
Yacht Charger.
This is taking forever.
How many
You'll need
apostrophes?
You'll need to complete a quest called Into the Realm of Shadows. Talk to Salinar the Horseman in the Secret Enclave.
Salinar.
That's right.
Boring.
This is a tabletop game, right?
Number
And it'll
5.
increase your speed to 100%.
Number
Yabbity yabbity yab.
5.
And it's exclusive to Death Knights. Number 5.
Number 5.
Heavily armored hotties from Oblivion. I guess these are the horse armor horses.
Yeah, I would have used this as an exchange. Sorry, Bee Buttercup. As a chance to bitch about selling horse armor.
But the line right here, everyone laughed at the horse armor pack. Everyone except for us horses.
Yes. That way you can get away
Notice
with
how the
anything.
golden armor accentuates her firm haunches, highlights her fine forelock, and draws attention to her deep brown eyes.
Yeah, something tells me that Tyler got to spend a lot of time on Wikipedia pages about horse
We had to-
anatomy and horse terminology.
We had to trade horse synonyms
or
a couple of
thesaurus.
times.
Jesus.
That's kind of it.
I just thought it's unbelievably awful that they charge for horse clothes
Yeah.
in a game like Oblivion, where everything else is long and earned, and then here, buy a hat.
The best thing was on April Fool's Day where they lowered the price of all of their DLC, but they doubled the price of the horse armor.
Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's a joke.
And I could be wrong because I think it's DLC that opens up an actual shop that includes the horse armor. Maybe there's more. I don't know. I don't know if I'll get to Oblivion.
Well, it was before DLC via Xbox Live was a known quantity, so they're like, I don't know, is this worth $3?
Oh, when EA was leading the charge and selling things
Ugh.
that was in every other version.
That was on the
Cheat codes.
Cheat codes.
Go to hell. Number
Yeah.
4.
Number 4.
Wow, we're blowing
Another,
through this.
another game that none of us have played, probably.
Ruin, Darksiders.
Oh, wait. Before we go, I don't have any horse audio from Oblivion, but I do have someone trying to kill one.
Oh, this is offensive.
That's a large blood. Is he hitting it with a wrench?
I don't know. He sounds really mad at the horse too.
I think he's fist fighting it.
Sounded like.
I think he's fished something else.
Yeah, I think I just fist and then.
You think he's artificially inseminating that horse
Not
I don't think
artificially.
that,
I think it's very official.
with his eyelashes? That's stupid. Can we move on to number 4? Darksiders Ruin.
Yes,
Ruin.
let's.
Oh, the game
Let's talk about Darksiders.
the game that's not out.
It looks kind of cool.
No, it does look.
Michael played it, right?
I did play it, yeah.
Is there a horse in it?
This isn't
There is
already
a
out.
horse in it.
It is one of the horses.
I'm not sure it's supposed to be like a chick horse, but
That's one
No.
ugly. That's one ugly chick horse.
There's
It's,
no woman horse of the apocalypse.
yeah, it's a horse that they said it works kind of like Epona and Zelda, and you get to a certain point and you have to earn it, and you get to ride everywhere, and it lets you cross these deserts.
And it's like most other games with horses, except that you get to fire a machine gun
Yeah.
while sitting atop it.
Well, it looks like a ring race horse that's on fire.
Yeah, I think I'm noticing another a cliche gaming industry cliche already here. This one has fire hooves. And the other one
Lava toenails.
had lightning hooves. It's like
Where's
Those
the
were-
ice hooves?
yeah, ice hooves. We're supposed to make a horse and let's just change the hooves to be a different color.
One thing, though, I think B. Buttercup might have to address his sexuality.
Yeah.
There's a quote from Revelation 6:4 in here that says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him
Him?
that sat thereon
Uh-oh.
to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword."
Him that sat thereon. So it's referring to the gender
guy
of the
sitting-
rider.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys see the picture of the going back the Oblivion horse? I didn't notice its eyeballs bulging out.
Charlie, we're so past that. What happened?
Wow, yeah, it is cartoonish. It's almost like it's not a real horse.
I can't look at the
Oh,
internet.
interesting.
Let's keep talking about Darksiders.
Yeah, well,
I'm already on number 3. Assassin's Creed.
Power was given to him that sat thereon. Sam Michael said, "It's the guy
And
on
they
the
should
horse."
kill one another, and there was given unto him a
So-
great sword.
Basically, no one cares. I think.
Yeah,
That's not true. There's a huge fan base for THQ games out there.
Yeah, and I'm sure they loved how they treated Red Faction.
They have more cred than
We'll
almost
advertise
any other
that
publisher.
one night on Comedy Central, and then that's it.
I've seen it on
Yeah,
adult.
see it
I've
all
seen it on
the time.
Adult
See it all the
Swim.
time, yeah.
I don't watch television.
I watched Adult.
Well, maybe
You watch
you
cartoons.
They didn't advertise during Justice League Unlimited, therefore does not
That
exist.
that show's been off the air for 4 years.
It's like a tree falling in the woods for Brett Elson.
No, I watched Adult Swim all Sunday. I didn't see it.
Why were you doing that instead of catching up on Bowser?
All right.
All Sunday, isn't it just the Cartoon Network? When it was
Number
Sunday
3.
Number
lineup?
3, the Anglo-Arabian.
Yep.
Yep.
I like that it's a white horse, and there's clearly just an ass shot of this white horse.
I don't think Tyler took that shot.
I thought he said he tried really hard to get a shot of the ace.
Well, he did.
It
Well,
really,
that's-
no, I mean to himself. I don't know if he meant look for a shot of the ass.
That's weird because
It's very tasteful saddle line covering where the balls.
Yeah,
were.
there's no starfish and there's no.
Yeah, there's
like a year ago when we did the top 7 nudity you didn't notice, and there was a shot underneath of the monks' robes and their underwear. Tyler Nagatsas one told me about that. So it's like how much nudity is he trying to find in Assassin's Creed?
He's the king of ball zoom. Yeah, I actually he was telling me B Buttercup what he was putting on this list, and he said Altair's horse from Assassin's Creed. I went, I forgot he had a horse. I just don't remember being on the horse that much. Evidently, I'm alone. Moving on,
Yeah.
number 2.
Also, I like this entry because it features naked Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
enormously appealing to Charlie.
He's a big
Yeah,
boy.
look at that treasure trio.
Patronus. Get away from there. Number 2 is Wet Hot Horsies. Probably my favorite thing that I'm trying to pioneer into a new meme that no one else has jumped on, except for B Buttercup.
You have the best photoshops.
40
with these things.
40%.
You have the most fun, like photoshopping, like horses being
It's
bathed.
one of the most foul things I've ever heard. My friend, when I was growing up, a couple years ago, was getting rid of all the stuff in his movie, had a porn where you could decide the angle of Jenna Jameson, and you could also decide when you were climaxing, exploding.
This is a game?
Yes.
erupting.
Yeah. Pyroclastic polywogs spraying on her face. You could decide where and when, and everyone. It was like late 90s CGI come. And every one of these shots reminds me of just firing on a horse. Just Every single fucking one of these. And
Reminds me of a Wonder Chosen clip of a guy at a pig farm blasting a fire hose, and there's just a censored bar over the guy. It looks like he's blasting piss horizontally at great volume.
there's something really foul about this because they're presented like symmetrically.
Yeah.
Here, I bet you can't hose this down. It's all set up nice for
Just
you.
standing here.
And it turns out 40% of Wii games contain horse hosing. Yeah. Horse hosing.
What kind of feature could we find that information in?
The shitty game types that we had to invent. Thank you, Charlie Barrett. Plug for nothing.
That was on the Wii page for the last month. I had it as a top story.
Really?
Yes.
God, we are such plug whores. I love how we do plug our shit and we don't see any more money. I play all those magazine bumpers and none of you guys receive a cent. No. All right, we'll move on to our last hoss. Who wants to do this? I'm too sad.
It's aggro.
Aww.
The aggro
From
crab.
Shadow of the Colossus.
What is this picture from?
Our text, the never-ending story, yo.
Ah,
You should watch movies sometime, Charlie.
I
movies
saw
from the
that
80s.
when I was a kid.
Did you? You never dreamed of riding a terrier and terrorizing bullies?
Nah.
Wasn't he a luck dragon?
Was it a dragon?
He was a giant sky terrier. That's right.
I just always loved the fact that the villain was just called the Nothing.
Nothing.
That creeped me the hell out as a kid.
That is a very unsettling movie for me.
Sebastian's a shitty kid. He just runs away to read a book in the attic of the school.
First off, his name is Bastion.
Bastion.
But
Yeah.
he is a shitty kid.
Because I thought
And he's even shittier in the sequel.
In the sequel, played by the kid that's in Sequest
And
killed
killed
himself.
Yes! Morbid!
love it. I thought his
I
name
forgot
was.
he killed himself. Oh.
I thought his
Go ahead.
name was Bastard
No.
because in the first scene that somebody says his name in the movie is his dad, going, "Oh, these books, Bastard." And the way he says it, I'm like, "Wow, this kid's named Bastard. That's so cool."
Yeah, because that was made in a time right before video games came to Germany. So it's like books were still the enemy. They just stopped burning them.
Yeah.
He's also in Sidekicks with Chuck
All
Norris.
right, all right,
Oh
and
my God.
Ladybugs.
Also, the third Never-Ending
Jesus.
Story movie had Jack Black in it.
That's right.
What the hell?
And the kid from Free Willy.
As a bully.
It's the worst. When you run out of ideas,
Yeah.
you bring the property into the current real world.
Yeah.
The way Master of the Universe is. And that's what Never-Ending Story... I fell asleep 5 times. I thought the movie was 7 hours long. And then until I see Valcor flying to the fucking Mall of America.
All right.
All right. all right, let's get the hell out of here, and we're going to come
So,
back.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh my God! I'm sorry.
So, Aggro was a wonderful horse that was always by your side and then dies at the end.
He doesn't die.
But then he doesn't die, so it's okay.
I almost, I don't know. I hate accepting the end of the credits as canon.
Why?
Well,
Because it would have happened in the normal movie. It's kind of like a reward. I know, because I know they've been doing it a lot recently. The sting at the end of the credits usually isn't involved in the canon of the movie. It's usually like
I can't think of an example that isn't part of the movie.
I can't until recently, because I know X-Men had X-Men 3 had Magneto pushing finally getting his magnetism back through some means. But that's really just a way to get you to sit through the credits and see the movie again when you missed it. Those are
Right.
Yeah, but that isn't a stinger. I mean, that happens during.
Does it happen during the credits?
Yeah.
Didn't the most
Whatever.
important part of Eco happen after the credits on the beach?
Did it?
Maybe he just walked up the beach. And
I don't know. I just don't.
I think for games it's a little different though because you kind of want to sit through
that's
the
true.
5
That's
minutes of
absolutely
credits.
true. I'm sorry. That is absolutely true.
So
Because most games do tell their story underneath the credits.
Killer 7 has 2 or 3. It has 2 credit sequences and 3 endings.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Metal Gear does the same thing with its
Yeah.
credits.
When you beat Halo 3
Metal Gear.
Legendary, you get that
That
ending
was a
that
stupid
implies
thing
the
to
next
say.
sequel will be.
And the worst example I was thinking of movies was that Napoleon Dynamite thing at the end of the credits, which costs more than the entire movie, and it's just this dream
Oh
sequence,
god, yeah.
fantasy, and then other times it's just an extended scene from something that happened earlier. If this character got left at a phone booth in Texas, hello, yeah, that's how it ends.
My favorite is after the credits of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
What happens?
The guy's still looking at the 2 paintings. Those are 2 magazine covers or whatever.
It's all right. I bet
That's just what I imagine.
that his wife likes him, and I have sound. I love the Doppler of a horse falling off the cliff. That didn't work. All right,
Splash.
we got to get out of here so we can continue with the Pattercast. Yeah, we're gonna get through some new releases. Very, very little news. Probably none of the shit you wanted to hear. But it doesn't matter. It's almost like a best of, and then we're gonna roast this motherfucker right here.
Hi.
Yes. And we're gonna announce the winners of the Rift Tracks contest.
Yeah, there's 20 of you.
So
Stay tuned.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go into break. What's Shane? What's the TDar bit you want to hear that you were involved in that made you laugh the most?
I really love the taste test.
I agree. Somebody should form a band with a name. Shane says coming up next.
It's Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you're listening to TalkRadar on GamesRadar.com.
Good morrow, TalkRadar fans. We simply must tell you about the new Games Radar podcast from our mates overseas, TalkRadar UK. Finally, you'll get to hear the other half of Games Radar and their eloquent opinions on things like current world events,
Jim Jong Jing.
the maturing state of the modern gamer.
Yeah, and you're more than entitled to, once you're 18 and able to buy the game, to make your own drugs.
The fine art of raising children.
They're not even your kids though, are they? Just keeping them hostage.
Just wandered in. 2 kids you got in the cellar.
Plus, grown men will fantasize about being rescued by Kratos.
He cuts through them just like this army that's keeping you captive, and he's really sweaty at the end of it, and you can just tell he's had a hard day's work, but he's enjoyed it, and then him picking you up in his big strong arms.
And most importantly, you'll hear exactly what happens when an editor is electrocuted for piss poor gaming.
We were hoping so. I wanted to smell burning meat by the end of this. Oh, this is pain puppetry, this is.
Oh, happy days. TalkRadar UK is live and kicking on GamesRadar.com and iTunes. Listen to the refined filth every Wednesday, and be a better person.
I chose the impossible. I chose rapture.
And we're back, and Brett is out of the room. I think he was going to go get some surprises for us. Does anybody know what he's bringing? Ooh, there he is. Come on, Brett.
Brett.
Hey.
Hello.
Ooh, he has surprises for all of us. It's in a Target bag, and it's rattling.
Oh, man.
I
hope it's presents.
You joke around, but I wanted these so bad. I wanted to be part of... Do you want to intro what exactly these are? The area in the city I live in does not carry these.
Okay, so I was at Target over the weekend looking for regular Mountain Dew, because at Gamer, that's all I can drink, apparently. So they've apparently introduced 3 new flavors of Mountain Dew, all of which have some kind of berry bullshit involved with them. And I thought, well, all right, let's try this new Mountain Dew called Supernova with a blast of strawberry melon flavor and ginseng. And it tastes like shit. So I just want everybody to take a drink and tell me what you think, because I know exactly what I think it tastes like. Oh, yours has got a kick to it already.
Oh my goodness! Ooh, it's purple.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, it's sort of like flat Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like it tastes like cough syrup and medicine.
A little bit like if you watered the hell out of cough syrup. And maybe added some
Foley
sugar.
effects.
I feel like a corpse just licked my tongue.
I think that's the quote right there.
It's like an Otter Pop afterbirth.
It's like a mummy vomited grapes in my mouth.
Oh, this is the Mike Huckabee of the democracy.
Oh my god! Otter Pop Afterbirth is a great band.
There's a bit of Otter
I'm still
Pop
drinking.
there.
Oh, gosh, I love soda. Thank you,
I'm
Brett.
still going.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, man. Don't enjoy it.
Nice of you.
Shane, oh, Shane. We barely knew you, period. But you will always be remembered. Hell, maybe someone can shoot the Boulevard of Broken Dreams to have you in it, except you're not dead. We wish you good luck in the future, especially with Jade Raymond. Good night, sweet prince.
Hey, does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast? Yeah!
Here's a little bonus room, 'cause I know you've had it tough. And here's a little bonus tune about collecting real cool stuff. Yes, here's a little bonus room where you can play. Don't be frightened, don't run away. You can linger, 'cause I'm your video friend. Think of me as a father figure with a hand to lend. Here's a little bonus room where you don't have to worry. Take your sweet time, you need not hurry. Oh, you're looking incredible, you're the bomb. And me, I'm kinda like your dad, and a little like your mom. There are no monsters here, hey wait, look over there. I was just kidding.
I had never heard. What is that from, Shane?
Skull Monkeys on the PlayStation 1.
Wow. Skull Monkeys from the bonus room.
Yeah, the sequel to The Neverhood. Do you guys remember that PC game, that claymation
Yeah.
game? Yeah, they made a sequel platformer. That wasn't a puzzle game, just a straight up platformer for the PlayStation 1 with crazy full motion video like intros in between levels.
Really hard to find.
It is, yeah.
That was.
Look at this.
What was that song?
That was a bonus level.
It's a bonus level that plays through the bonus level.
One of the unreleased Michael Jackson tracks.
No. I remember playing that when I was 13, and that for some reason that still sticks with me.
I know. I've been begging you guys for audio the whole time, and Shane just drops. Shane, it's all about you, and he drops all this great stuff in my lap on the way out. But we'll be getting into that a little later. Let's burn through new releases in record time. Who's ready? New release noise. No. Whatever. Trine is on the new release schedule again. Maybe you loved it last week. The Bigs on every platform in existence. The first episode of Tales from Monkey Island. It's Tales of Monkey Island.
That Monkey Island, that's the new one. That's totally new.
Yeah.
It's not the.
It's the Telltale Games.
The remake is like
one.
another week or so.
Yes. And in the crazy ass bitch bundle that I don't know how it happened, Oblivion and BioShock
Right.
together from two different companies. Like, that's great. Jesus.
It's revolutionary.
A little bit. Why don't we add that in Charlie's Revolutionary
Aren't
future?
they both from 2K?
Is Oblivion from 2K? That was Bethesda. All right, maybe not. Either way,
This is getting stupid.
Either way. And the news is so short this week. The only thing, the funniest news I saw was to make Microsoft look further out of touch. Download Internet Explorer 8 and get a free Nickelback song. Yeah. It's like Apple is breaking new music in like different genres in every commercial. And I saved the image just to post it on the front page because it is so fucking hilarious. Browse the internet while rocking. What are you talking about? Why do I want to rock and surf the internet with a Nickelback song?
That's not rocking.
That is not rocking. That is corporate.
Never hit a lady
unless she's asking for it.
Oh,
Hero save me.
That is my favorite stupid anthem of all time. The Hero will
I
save
love
us.
that they can't make a big comic book movie. Let's make sure we permanently date it with a shitty tie-in with a band that will not last half as long as these characters have.
With two bands.
Spider-Man will save us.
It had the guy from
American flag, yeah. Do you get the reference? Yeah.
It had the guy from Saliva too.
Yeah.
Lest we forget. Yeah.
Someone told me.
Someone told me.
Another band that'll stand the test of time.
Love would save us.
You're
But how could that be?
I guarantee.
But the thing is, we all know probably every word of that fucking song.
So what? I'm not going to praise anybody for feeding that shit to my brain. I don't want my kids dancing to that shit at prom.
They won't be.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
good.
you're gonna have children?
Just and they'll be playing that song in 2015.
Yeah, I'll be having.
Wow, you'd have had to have a kid a while ago to have that be their prom.
Other news stories to get it out of the way. What happened with
IDOS
What
is
happened
gone.
with IDOS? IDOS is dead.
They dissolved and shit.
What happened to
Square
Lara
Enix-
Croft's body?
I think that just the name of it dissolved.
And that's
Square
weird.
Enix.
Seeing the name Square Enix on the bottom of a Tomb Raider game,
Barf.
or a
That is
Pandemonium
That is a
game.
bit weird.
Oh wow, let's talk about fucking.
So does that mean Square Enix is
Ninja
going to be
next.
publishing Arkham Asylum? Or
I want to say those deals are all set in place.
Yeah, that's in Warner Brothers.
IDOS and Warner Brothers still are because when I found out about this a little while ago, they're actually still working right now.
Not for very long.
Not for very long.
Not for very long.
Their jobs are going to be gone soon.
Most of what they're working on is taping boxes together.
Yeah.
That's it. And I wanted to.
That sucks because IDOS, their headquarters in San Francisco. It's a cool building.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
building?
It is. So what would be better there, me saying it or Michael making fun of me saying it as a soundbite? Cool building.
That's so inside. I was hoping. This is almost like a best of episode.
Yeah. Oh, I had a piece of news.
What's that?
If you're not done. Did you know that this week Best Buy's website decided to go, oh hey, there's a PS3 bundle that comes with Killzone 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4?
Jesus, I saw that. My God.
I believe it is $400, an 80 gig PS3 with basically the two best games for the two best exclusives. Killzone 2, which I heard sucked ass, and
all the ass,
Definitely
all the
ass.
asses. That's why I got a 9.
Not true.
And then Metal Gear Solid 4, which I heard was
basically a movie.
Basically a movie.
I have not taken out of the cellophane since I've opened my PS3.
Something about an old man coming to grips with terminal cancer.
Yeah.
It's really
I
boring.
thought it was a game about alchemy.
Yeah, both of those, but that's a crazy deal.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's
God damn it! If they're throwing in Wally and Little Big Planet, I'll just go buy another one. That's too good.
Also, two of the best looking games.
Yeah,
that's true.
In
Those are
this
both
generation.
Yeah, those are both
Jesus.
showcase games.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to something else since working on this week of games that don't look that good, or things that don't look that good in hindsight. Especially, what's the feature you're working on called?
Me?
Yeah.
It's called Nintendo's most failingest peripherals.
Yeah.
It's failing us to work.
No,
Failingest.
it will be after Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Look for it on
Webster.
One of the
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Someone add failingest.
Failingest.
Sure they will.
I won't. So that article was about just the idea that like we all kind of make fun now of the fact that I've got all these Rock Band instruments laying around. I've got all these plastic guitars, and it's like Nintendo is the worst company when it comes to, hey, we've got this crazy new thing, and it's going to cost you $10 extra. We're totally going to support it for the next 3 years, and it really,
Goodbye.
well, whoops, it sucked ass, and no one cared except us. We made 2 games by. And now I found, when I was cleaning out my closet like a year ago, I found this pile of Gay Men. No, nothing? All right.
You got him. You got him on his last day. Elston gets the Shane Spirit Award.
It was a closet joke. I got you. All right. No, I was cleaning out my closet, and I found a bunch of just a pile of Nintendo like junk, and I'm like, wow, every one of these things I was really excited about. Example, the Super Scope, which was a pretty decent light gun, in all honesty, but again, it was one of those things Nintendo had in the Super Nintendo days, and they promised, as you're about to hear in the commercial, that this was going to be so fucking cool, and it was a light gun.
It has one of the most memorable lines of any commercial I ever saw in this era.
You're looking at the next breakthrough for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh man, yep.
Introducing Super Scope 6.
Sit the fuck down.
Remote-powered and laser-accurate. Precise to a single television pixel. It comes with 6 games, and it's yours for under $60, all of which gets you into the game. Like never before. Super Scope 6.
At which point they show the kid inside the TV screen.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this light gun's going to make you feel like you've never been this connected to a game before.
I want to say that was the first time I've heard a mainstream commercial say the word pixel.
Yeah,
and it made me really excited. A single television, and it zoomed in on one of the games.
You can hit a single television pixel with a gun that's much, much larger than a single television pixel.
That was kind of the thing. Like, why did you have to go that big so quickly?
And it's a huge gun, but I mean that was part of the appeal was that it was a bazooka. It was a fucking light gun bazooka.
It was like Sega had that thing that looked kind of like it.
The Minister.
The Minister came out after.
You, Sega. We got a fucking bazooka.
Well, the Minister came out after and was adjustable into many different positions. You could make it long. You could take the middle out and add 2 scopes on it.
Not adjustable to
it
many
was a
different
grower,
games.
not a shower.
It was a grower.
Oh,
I guess.
But save it for the road.
Yeah, but both of those. It was interesting because both of those, the Minister and the Super Scope 6, were the last time anyone treated a light gun game as a platform. Like a company, Sega is launching this new gun. We are making games for it. This is a platform. Ever since then, it's been like Namco will put out a gun with its
like Point Blank.
With its one game, it'll come with a gun instead of a hardware manufacturer saying this heads up, and then this
Support
was and then again, like they had Battle Clash, which was a really cool,
really good game,
really good. It was
Yoshi
like
Safari
was okay, was a game
as well.
But it just kind of died. But then before the Super Scope was the NES, the Power Pad, which technically was not developed by Nintendo, but Nintendo sanctioned the shit out of it.
Who developed it?
Fucking Bandai, I think.
Really?
Yeah, Bandai was
just
way up.
I have the commercial, and it's just.
Oh no, it's all Nintendo'd up. They completely supported it.
Well, their phrasing is just odd. They call it a system.
Yeah.
You better get ready for the most challenging Nintendo system ever.
Ready? Let's do it.
The new Power Pad. It's only available in Nintendo's new Power Set. Now you're playing with body power. You've got to run, jump, faster, higher. The Nintendo Power Pad puts you in total control. You are the game.
You are the game. We'll be hearing this in 10
now
years.
You're playing with power, body power.
Body power. I remember that commercial, like to this day, because of body power. And when he says body power, a kid's socks fall out of the top of the screen.
That's.
And I smell socks right now. I don't know if that's.
I was gonna say if I ever become like I want to be a superhero with great powers and yell that body power. Slam.
So that only came packaged with the NES.
According to that commercial,
I seem to remember this. Like the only way you could get it was by buying another friggin' Nintendo.
Yep. I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive it was like that at least initially because we had to rent them from Blockbuster.
Yeah, I remember renting them, and that was one of the questions of the week from I think 30 or 40 years ago was, "What's the sickest you've been and still played a game?" And the Power Pad was so hyped up from Nintendo Power and those commercials that I was like faking all of my hacking and coughing and trying to pass it off. Oh, I'm just sneezing, man. I'm just sneezing. I'm about to barf, but it's a good barf. Again, Power Pad had in the article it says exactly how many games, but very few, and they were all Nintendo and Bandai.
Yeah.
And then after that,
they had Aerobics
and Short Order and Explode. Anyone remember those?
No.
Man, I'm the only one. Charlie, come on.
Charlie, no.
No.
Buttercup, what about you?
Charlie doesn't play games with buttons.
You got rid of Buttercup. Well,
I
used his glue to hold this sheet together.
That was some awfully fast rendering.
Oh man, it's
happened during the break.
There he is.
Your blues talking.
You're right. Great segue, Buttercup. Speaking of power,
how about a controller where you're the controller?
Yeah.
Again,
power. We've all heard of this one.
I have heard of this.
The Power Glove for your NES. Now you and the games are one.
Again.
So bad.
It's so weird listening to seeing these all together. It's like, is the Wii what Nintendo wanted to be all along?
Yeah, it's very strange and the Power Glove was made by Mattel, but it was licensed by Nintendo, and we all know the Wizard. What happened with that? And it was and then everyone that played it, it sold barely 100,000 units total. And it's weird that everyone knows what it is, but no one fucking bought it.
It was the first, as I can recall, extremely expensive peripheral that was marketed everywhere.
Yeah,
it was like $80, and
it came with these huge gaudy sensors you had to attach to the side of your TV.
One had to hang.
Yeah, one had to hang on the side of your TV. And I remember, like, that TV that I probably had through junior high.
It may not be big enough.
Like, years after the Power Glove was gone, those stupid Velcro strips it came with were still on that TV because what am I going to do? I can't take them off.
The Power Glove. Everything else is child's play.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Give or take 20 years.
Give or take 20 years, and then you'll be doing it for real. Hey, everybody.
And the last one I want to.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, the last one is it's not in the article, so this is a bonus.
I don't have a clip from the e-cards.
Oh, the e-reader is a pile of shit.
Well,
which was strangely successful in Japan. Like, it took off really well, but here, I was at Toys R Us at the time. But they sold like shit. You couldn't convince anyone, so hey, you guys want to scan a card 5 times, play some Donkey Kong?
Is that what it is? 5 times?
It was like you bought Donkey Kong as a pack of cards.
Yeah.
Each card
I was going to say.
Each card had 2 sides that you had to swipe
that's
sides. True. To play goddamn Donkey Kong.
Because I had wondered if the e-reader had all the ROMs, or I'm sure they call them something else.
Yeah, the ROM packs or whatever.
They had the information in the e-reader, and your card just opened it up?
No, I believe the data was... I mean, I might be wrong here, but I thought... My understanding was that the data was stored on the bumps in the cards.
Yeah. It's so weird that it can contain...
I know, it was cool. It was like, wow, this can hold a...
But
it made the simplest games of all time the hardest to play they've ever been.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mario Brothers. This was an arcade unit in 1983. I'm trying to play it in 2002 and having a hell of a time getting it to run.
Yeah.
Or I could just fucking buy the version for GBA for $20.
And they were still charging somewhere around $20 for the cards.
It wasn't that much, but it was just stupid. It was a horrible idea. But the clip we have is from
the U-Force.
The U-Force, which
by the Power Glove commercial plays in the background. What do I have listed? Like Clax.
Super Glove Ball was the big game.
1943.
Oh, really?
And,
and Punch Out.
Never even occurred to me. And Punch Out. And so that's exactly what the U-Force focuses on.
Yeah, the same games.
The same games, but you know what the Power Glove didn't have that U-Force did? Anybody?
Force?
A catchy song.
U-Force.
No, I love this song.
U-Force. U-Force. Nothing but you, and the game. With the U-Force power field, nothing comes between you and the game. U-Force.
You're right, that is a catchy song.
I remember the commercial, and I don't remember that song.
Now that we got Brett Elson's bullshit out of the way.
Wait, no. It all added up to the fact that they're doing one right now. The same thing is happening. And the article
Are you saying there was inspiration for this article?
Yes. Yes, for once. It wasn't just, I want to write this.
I'm a horse.
I'm a horse. Nintendo's most failingest peripherals. The article's there, and it's all leading up to the fact that this thing just came out, and again, Nintendo is telling us how awesome it's going to be. Do you think in 2 years anyone's going to give a shit?
Wii Motion Plus renders every slight shift of your wrist or arm into the gameplay.
And then, did we not just hear the U-Force and the Power Glove tell us the exact same thing?
Yeah.
And then play the other one.
Wii Sports Resort brings a new level of physical reality to a world that is distinctly Nintendo.
So yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But in their favor though, Nintendo did put out something like the Rumble Pack, which is now fucking standard. Every controller rumbles.
That's true.
Sony tried to fight it, and everyone said you're stupid.
Was it Star Fox?
It was Star Fox 64. Came with the Rumble Pack, and then Wii Speed came out again. Nobody gives a shit. So
here's the thing: either they're being way too greedy, and I know that's redundant, but if they're that serious about it, it would be bundled with every single new system.
Yeah,
and it's sold separately, and it's sold. They want to, of course, they want to push Wii Sports Resort with it,
right?
But it's also being bundled with Tiger Woods, and that's kind of cool. But fuck no, if you're that serious, it should be standard. It should everybody should be able to get a hold of it.
It is strange that it's bundled with Red Steel, Grand Slam Tennis.
Oh, is it bundled with all these?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Look at it this way, though. If you have a family of 4 and these dongle cost $25 a piece, you're looking at squeezing at least an extra $100 out of every single Wii-owning family.
And you're also convincing the mom who finally bought their kid a game system to never buy one again.
Yeah, pretty much. There'll be all the awful Japanese racial slurs thrown at my retail for
Wait a minute, those slant eyes want me to pay an
They
extra
slant-
$25
I had a lady.
I ain't gonna pay for that shit, guy.
I had a fucking old man tell me, "Goddamn slant eyes taking all my money," and here you go. Like once again, 2 years after they told us this thing, I swing my arm, it swings on the TV, it's amazing. And then 2 years later, they tell me I got to buy another one. So,
I loved the promise of the Wii, and there is a small angry portion of me that's excited that will be realized with the Wii Motion Plus.
I hope so.
But it's, god damn, is it too late?
It's
not even standard. It's not even standard.
Yeah, it's either make it standard, everyone has to use it, or like this just looks like another thing that's going to segment the market, and no one's going to use it.
No one's going to buy it. Look, I'm from the future. See how many people support Project Natal who aren't affiliated with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Who spend the time to develop an extra peripheral setting
Yeah.
to an existing game. No one. No one is going to do that.
There will be like 6 Natal games that use it specifically, and that's it.
You have people like EA who can afford to take the chance because, that game deserves it. Tiger Woods deserves it.
Yeah.
That'll definitely trail off. Ubisoft, who's the other person? Tennis game?
Oh, it's EA. Yeah, Grand
Yeah.
Slam Tennis.
Anyway,
All right.
Let's get into the Pattercast.
I don't get it. Why is it a Pattercast?
Pattercast, because Shane's going away.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Oh, I forgot his last name.
Where are you leaving?
Freudleben.
Where are you leaving?
See ya. Well, I talked about this a little bit in the forums. Teased it, actually. I'm actually going back to grad school. I'm going to USC, the University of Southern California, and I'm going to get my MFA in film and television production. So not only am I going to one of the best grad schools in the United States, I'm going to one of, if not the best film school in the world. So I'm going to hopefully use that, parlay it into a career.
Well, congratulations.
Great job.
So MFA, that
Thanks.
stands for motherfucking artist, right?
Motherfucking artist. Yeah, I won't be able to play any new games.
That's not true. That's not. You're still going to stop by occasionally, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to review the wrestling games?
Henry.
Oh yeah,
Henry.
Then. You didn't burn any bridges except for the CEO. What happened? What happened with that thing?
Oh man, yeah. I wanted to tell this 1 or 2 weeks ago when it happened. Oh, this is great. So, I've mentioned this a few times, but whenever I start up my laptop at work, this is such a piece of shit work laptop that I do like 2 functions upon initial boot up, and it just shuts down. And it does that at least once a day. So it takes me a good half an hour to like get it going. So, I turn it on, and our president sent an email. The president, not president, CEO of Future
With a big
US
announcement.
sent a big announcement email around to everybody, and my computer shut down. And Henry was like, "Hey, I want to see it," and I was like, "All right, let me restart my computer." And then he just, he was teasing me, giving me shit. He was like, "Come on, where is it? Your computers are up and running." I'm like, "God damn it!" So it gets up. I get the email up and going, and I hit reply, and I'm like, "Here you go, dick fuck." And I put a.
You wrote that in the email.
And I wrote that in the email. Hit a reply, and I inserted a photo of the CEO. So I'm sending this to Henry, and then I'm like, "All right, cool, on with my day." And then I'm like, "No, I should check my email again." I'm like, "Oh. Jonathan, our CEO, sent another email." I check, and I click on his email, and he says, "Eh?" And I'm like, why would he just send this email around to everyone that says, "Eh"? Oh, shit! I hit reply to the CEO of the company and said, here you go, dick fuck, and included a picture of him. So instead of sending it to Henry, I just sent this to the CEO of the company. This was 2 weeks ago, and my world... I felt like someone put the brakes on my body, and like things slowed down.
I remember he ran over to me like, "What the fuck do I do?" I'm like, "Just tell him."
My peripheral vision just like slowly faded away, and I was like, "Well, And I turn around slowly, and I'm like, "Hey, Chris, I might have done something really bad." And he's like, "What'd you do?" And I tell him the story, and he's like, "You have to send that to everybody." And I'm like, I need to finish. I don't know what to do. So I go back and I just start typing this stream of consciousness, tail between my legs. "Oh my God, I'm really sorry. This wasn't directed towards you." And I'm just like sitting there waiting for a reply, and I'm just like, "Oh my God." And he sends a reply, "Lol." No worries, it happens.
Lol. I love seeing that from the president of our company. Lol.
And his fancy font that he uses in all his emails.
No worries. So So he comes around 10 minutes later, and I make eye contact with him, and he just shakes his head. and I start a conversation with him. And everyone starts listening in. Why the fuck is Shane talking to our CEO? Because, I don't really do it all that much. Great guy, it just, I'm an associate writer on staff. Yeah, he's a busy guy.
We're the lowest on his little totem pole.
Yes. Lowest of the low. So people are like, what are they so chummy about? And I'm like, well, I'll send you guys the email. I forward it to everybody, and everyone has this great laugh.
I want to see if we can post part of that in the forums, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
But whatever, it's all a celebration of Shane today.
Woo!
What do you want to start with, Shane?
I don't know, music or things.
Inside Edition?
Yeah, that's a good one. I sent that around
Edition?
last week. That's related to Nintendo.
That's right. So the Inside Edition piece was it's had plenty of views. I'd never seen it before, and again, I'm fucking pissed that you're sending me all this audio now. I could have used this months ago. I'm struggling for shit to do.
I found it last week and sent it to everybody.
I know. But it's this news program, Inside Edition to be in fact, about Nintendo in 1988. Technically, what? When was Nintendo a bona fide success?
By like 87.
You think 87?
Didn't come out 85.
It came out in 85, but like it wasn't like the craze until like 87, 88.
This was almost cute in terms of how the mainstream media covers the news. And it's back when video games were like innocuous and weren't in danger of toppling any other medium. But and one of the most interesting things about it is the person presenting it.
Nintendo is, well, almost the most fun a kid can have. Here's Joel Loy.
It's Bill O'Reilly. That's Bill O'Reilly.
Fucking 88.
Doing it.
Almost the most fun.
Almost the most fun, I think, or so my teleprompter tells me. Bill O'Reilly, out of touch as ever. And even the news, because it seemed infotainment-y, but I think it was just new enough. And you were saying about television reporters, he seemed to do his fucking research.
Yeah.
This guy did his research, like, amazingly.
This boy is doing more than just playing a video game. He has entered another world, a world of danger, intrigue, and magic.
Jason Bourne.
This is the world of the Super Mario Brothers.
Love that, because that's the only way they talk about, only medium they talk about that way anymore is fucking books. The mainstream media never talks about games like that. Magic and intrigue.
Yeah, now it's like, it's about sexing and shooting.
A den of addiction and...
Yeah.
This game
it's all negative
for pedophiles.
Whereas games don't have plots or characters. It's just about running over prostitute heads in a car.
Yes, paying old women to fuck them.
With souvenirs.
And shooting children in the face.
Cute questions.
And he goes around asking, this is 1988, who are the Super Mario Brothers?
But who are these guys? Who are the Mario Brothers?
I don't know. The hockey players?
All I can think of is the guy in the library, Mario Puzi.
They're characters on Nintendo.
Have you ever heard of Nintendo?
No? Let's see.
What is he? Mario is now the most recognizable person in the world.
Yeah.
Mario Puzi?
Mario Puzi!
Does he mean Mario Puzo?
You didn't recognize the guy you mistook him for.
And I also like how it's like books are the guy in the library.
The guy in the library.
And O is I.
So he could have been right. He could have been right. The guy with the janitor with leprosy in his library, Mario Puzi.
The Godfathery.
Mario Puzi. And just to date it further, the turn of phrase used by the newscaster.
In the games, they battle their way through a perilous maze of adventure and daring do.
The word daring do has not come into my head.
A maze of daring do.
A maze of daring do.
Oh, we have to use that in a feature. Top 7 mazes of daring do.
And shit, I forgot exactly what the setup here is. Oh no, it's called Wrong Spokesman is Wrong. And it's a Nintendo spokesman being asked a question.
They're the Mario Brothers.
That's right.
So are their names Mario and Luigi Mario?
No, it's just Mario and Luigi. There are no last names.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I bet we have contradictory information on
now
that.
There are. Right? Was it really said first in the Mario Brothers movie? We've lost Michael.
Did you not get the clip?
What?
Did you not pull a clip from the movie?
No.
Oh, I was hoping there was a clip. Yeah, they go, it's Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo saying, "I'm Mario, Mario," and he's Luigi Mario.
Yeah, and ever since then, that has officially been canon.
I don't think so.
It was canon on the TV show.
Yeah.
On the TV show, I thought it was mentioned in one of the funny RPG games.
I don't think. Well, I only played Superstar Sagas and Super Paper Mario, so I don't think
You ever play Paper Mario?
Barely.
What about the GBA one?
I said Superstar Saga.
Oh, okay.
What about the
I got
Mario?
that mixed up with the
Thousand
Super
Year
Nintendo
Door?
one.
What about this?
I played Thousand Year Door Little.
What about Super Mario RPG?
Oh, yeah, I played that one.
Could be. Does anybody else want to name a Mario RPG while we're here?
Mario RPG,
Partners
the
in Time.
SNES.
I
There
did
you
not
go.
play Partners in Time.
All right.
There you go.
Mario is missing. It's fine. I'm done.
Teaches typing.
And this is
a good
great because this is silly to all of us because we are the future.
There are answers inside Mario Mission Control, where games counselors take thousands of calls from players every day.
Okay, to get the magical sword, what you need is 12 heart containers.
Have you ever been to the mansion that has the eyeball in it?
These people play
This is Paul. Only he doesn't deal with
that was
I
the-
recognize exactly what those two games
Hold on.
are.
What
Yeah,
are
I
they?
know.
What
It's
are
what's
they?
sad is
What are they?
It's Zelda,
Zelda.
and Castlevania 2.
Castlevania
Simon's
2.
Quest.
yeah, and the fact that we know that shit, like, oh yeah, the magical sword. That could be any game. But when they go 12 hearts, oh yeah, Zelda, you got to get it in the graveyard.
And if you thought about that context today of calling someone for 99 cents a minute for a question when you could,
Yeah.
it's better.
didn't
You're better
have
off
the web
PMing
then.
Brett and I to ask us.
Yeah,
first.
but like that's
Yeah.
a good sample of like it's. I can't imagine.
We did
Anyone born like after 1990, I just wonder like if you can grasp like how out of control popular just Nintendo was, like as a brand and as a company. It was like
I think but it's still more than that because very few generations get to be at the forefront of a medium.
right. No, yeah, that too. Just the very idea of things coming into your lexicon.
Yeah.
Of
And you stepped on this. Maybe the listeners heard it already.
people play.
hey, shut up.
These people play video games for a living.
What?
Well,
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
sad thing is I play fewer games now than I did 5 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I want to go be one of those guys.
And I looked at the piece. It didn't seem that PR-y, and this is like a tabloid show, so I honestly think they were taking the perspective of what's this bizarre new thing,
Yeah.
and not a paid piece. But
No, it was very much at the time. It was the popular thing to buy, but it hadn't reached the point of wait a minute, is this bad? Like it was when everyone was still infatuated.
and and then we had played some of the Nolan Bushnell clip, and I never see media treating games like this anymore.
Yeah, what podcast was that with the Nolan Bushnell? Like 2 or 3 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
Like really intelligent discourse on
people,
video
people
games.
did the research and they're asking questions. And if you go look at this, take the Hammer Brothers for instance. Clearly, has never played a fucking game.
Yeah.
but he knows who the Hammer Brothers are.
Yeah.
And
Whole lot of points. Once again, I asked, who are Mario and Luigi? And this time I was told that they are us. The best of what's really inside each of us.
And
So
then,
they're Jesus?
Hold on. there was a counselor or something who put a finer point on it, but then Bill O'Reilly came in to ruin it.
All this is beyond me. I had trouble with Lincoln Logs. Remember Lincoln Logs? I mean, that was it for me.
Wow.
Bill O'Reilly had trouble
was
with
a really-
logs that you stack.
No.
I had trouble navigating 3
with
dimensions.
cut slits and instructions for babies.
That says so much.
21 years
That was
ago,
it for me.
still out of touch.
That's the equivalent of what paint by number. Which one of these numbers am I supposed to
For
paint?
Bill O'Reilly, it ended up stacking sticks.
That's the equivalent of Glenn
Stacking.
Beck's "Whatever Happened to Pong." It became obsolete, you dumb fuck.
That's a fucking ass. Sorry.
What time are we at? Well, in case I have made it abundantly clear, Shane podcast, I turn to Shane, I'm like, you're going away. I want you to tell me your favorite thing that we've done. And one of the things that you said was...
I said a bunch
pole
of things.
position.
Oh man, the pole position. When I found that commercial and sent it around, and Brett's rendition of it was amazing. Just and the thing you put together, the whole GR commercial.
I mean,
for
but
pole
everybody,
position.
like Michael's playing the nagging, obedient wife beside him, and you're playing the fucking internet dork. I don't know. God damn it! I should have gotten the comparison clip, but go look for the pole position commercial. It's a minute of advertising madness.
Yeah.
But the pole position ad,
Which is an Atari 2600 game, if you don't know.
yeah, it's just this guy. Hey, what are you playing? Well, what are you doing? I'm driving my family kids. Wrong, motherfucker!
Well, he's and then also he's not like, hey, what are you doing? He's just, hey!
And
oh my god!
What was the feature called that you worked on?
Oh Jesus!
Some about
commercials.
misleading trailers.
Yeah, misleading game trailers or
whatever
ads or something.
This is our
Look for it.
Our pole position parody.
Hey!
Yes.
You look like a real asshole!
Well, I am an extremely serious gamer.
He's completely devoid of humor. So what you doing?
Well, my level 80 guild and I were running off to complain about the journalistic credibility of Ars Technica's Naruto review on NeoCaf.
Wrong, Dick! You're listening to TalkRadar!
Screaming at the top of my lungs.
Oh, I'm sorry! You thought you were funny? Well, guess the fuck what?
Amend your fucking review, shit dick. Right? Swear to fucking Christ, I'll jump into that goddamn internet and kick you in the fucking throat.
We ain't no fucking magazine. We got the F word.
Fuck you, I thought it was funny. Fuck you.
No, you two, separate.
Let's fucking.
Separate.
We got hour-long stories about shitting.
Came out with a baby elephant. Didn't hurt a bit.
TalkRadar with a house at Abe Lincoln's bonus bill.
Call it the Kid Fuckers Hoagie.
What a fucking awesome improv. The house that Abe Lincoln's boners built. Which, by the way, Bill O'Reilly probably wouldn't play with.
Wouldn't he, though?
He wouldn't know how to play with it.
What's great is somewhere I have a sheet where I wrote that down so I wouldn't forget it. In like hastily scribbled Abe boners.
I remember we recorded that after the podcast.
Yeah.
And I remember Brett standing up holding a sheet of paper. And after his crazy scream, he got lightheaded. It was like, oh, I need to stop.
Yeah. Which was the beginning of Brett 2D2.
Brett 2D2. And a part of that...
Not to be confused with L4D2.
Part of that was... part of the reason I'm playing this is because I hate playing old break stuff.
Right.
I like to have new break stuff, and some of the shit you'll never hear again. And for some reason, a lot of it involves Shane. And he,
for some reason,
and I asked him to record this one thing at like 8 in the morning. It was Shane's little bumper. It's already outdated, and I handed it to him, and he's like, I basically, in order to please him, after I filled it with a bunch of stuff Shane likes. So hold on, let's listen to it real quick.
Oh, we know TalkRadar's awesome.
Why does everyone hate Battle Network? Because I do.
Saints Row 2 lets you totally shoot piss out of a car.
If you're listening and you were born in 1997, that is bad, and we hate you.
And it's Hop Off Michael Sentiment.
Real fart.
Real fart.
Try not to get a big head about it.
I am the third revelation.
There will be blood.
I am the third revelation.
But we need your help to spread the word and keep the Carnival of Filth alive and on the air.
Would you kindly?
BioShock.
Do your friends at TDar a huge favor and tell your friends about the show. Review us on iTunes.
The
Hit us up on
Incredibles.
Dig.
We can't be
Hell,
Doug.
Just keep listening.
Right.
Clean wholesome fun.
I don't know. They pay me to do this.
I put this in so many podcasts, I kept forgetting that was Michael. Yep. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know. They paid
Wait,
me
that's
to do
Michael?
This.
They paid me to do this?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
What?
Let's hear it again.
I don't know. They pay me to do this.
No, they pay me to do this.
Yes, he's doing it again. Always on, always on.
I'm doing this again. Not for any sort of monetary compensation.
Give him a single.
No, one of the reasons why I really liked that was I believe the second or third bumper that you actually created, and
It took forever.
yeah, it took forever. And I remember when this silly fucking thing started. You know, not much has changed. You're still incredibly stressed, but I thought it was something you could really be proud of, and I really liked it.
And desperate for it contains the music from one of our favorite cartoons.
Yeah.
John Hertzfeld's Everything Will Be Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who hears any of these bumpers, it's like it takes 8 hours of work to make a 30-second bumper.
Yeah, with separate clips.
I've made one, and it was that Virtuosity Mario
which is
thing.
awesome. Yeah.
It's only in one podcast, 20.
Give me the file. I'll put it in next break.
That's gone.
Is it really?
I'm sure it's gone. But it's in TalkRadar 20. I mean,
Okay.
that took like 3 hours, and it's It's fucking 20 seconds.
All right,
Not worth the
I'm
trouble.
going to use your knowledge of dates and where things are in a second. But speaking of bits that don't take long to put together, my favorite thing I ever put together was Shane's advertisement for his magazine, which is still on newsstands, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Should be.
And it should be.
Shane handed me this music, like, here's what you should put in the background. I'm like, I got something else. And again, it's one of the funniest things to me I've ever heard.
Hey, this is Shane Patterson, Associate Features Editor for Games Radar. Just wanted you guys to know that I have a new special out, Summer Movie Games Guide.
This when
featuring
when I gave it to him, he says
including
it sounds like
Chris Antista,
I'm keeping
Michael
a straight
Raparez,
face while kicking
Elizabeth
outwards and
Cuevas,
marching down the
Hank
French Quarter with a
fucking
trombone.
and myself. And this feature is all about summer movie games like Wolverine.
I love how the end of it,
Terminator,
when his
Summer Good,
voice
Summer
ends
Bad.
and fade up the music.
Reviews for all these games, and features with games based on movies and movies based on games. Anyway, a shit boatload of content that you will like, and I loved it. So I say check it out. Go to your Barnes & Noble or your Blockbuster or wherever they sell magazines these days. Check it out. Thanks. Peace.
Like we're at Disneyland.
Walking down Main Street.
This sounds like
Did you really get that?
Is that what it's from?
Yeah, that is the Hooray for Hollywood.
I mean, definitely. It just immediately makes me think of Disneyland.
New Orleans.
Main Street
That is
USA.
the song from Disneyland.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Well, actually, I have a 2-disc soundtrack of theme park music.
Me too.
That is the song from Disney. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard. And
like I listened to it and I was like, oh my god.
Also, to keep
Mario Brothers.
Get that guy out of here.
To keep Brett's
Daring
attention
do.
for a little while longer, and this is always worth playing. Shane, I asked you what was one of your favorite sounds ever brought up on the cast.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man versus the Lizard.
Oh,
my
God.
favorite sounds ever. Oh my
Really
God.
is a beautiful sound that it's so obnoxious to hear, and the only recording we have is peaked and high, overmodulated to death.
Yeah, I mean, I have the game. We could record a good one, but it's funnier how broken loud it is.
How it's so fucking loud and distorted, and the fact that both iconic characters are voiced by 80-year-old men. You know what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Spider-Man versus
I think I
Lizard?
remember seeing it on Brett's computer.
It's the Amazing Spider-Man versus the Kingpin for Sega CD.
Yeah,
we discussed it one time, and then the April Fool's podcast. That's just the intro. The lizard screaming. All right, we'll hear a little bit.
You're
of it.
okay.
Well, it's just the ding. Is that the key? It's like that's way too comic literal.
Yeah. You mean this?
You mean
ring? This
No,
key?
don't say what I drew.
Could this be the key? Where did that come from?
And the music.
Yeah, it sounds like
I never
that.
saw it before. Here, you take it. Thanks, Kurt. This will help me clobber the Kingpin. What's happening to me?
And then
There's just something unmistakably early 90s CD-ROM.
Yeah, it's just.
I want to say it was the thing in the script that said, "What's happening to me," and then the bracket that said "act."
but then, do you have the end Spider-Man's reaction to all of that? Oh no,
he's a lizard again.
He's the lizard again. And then they make you.
And it's another fight. You fight him again.
You fight that fucker again in the sewer.
Yeah, early 90s is a bit generous. It's more like early 30s radio drama with the Green Hornet.
It is very radio drama.
Into the lizard again. Man, see, you're the lizard.
My spider sense has gone a tingling.
What
podcast was that in? We brought that up. You know it.
I don't remember.
No!
Anything after 30, it's a blur to me. Except for 49, which was the Norwegian king of names. I remember that.
Also, and I've always wanted to do more of this. Shane said what his favorite, a little fan movie, let's say.
Oh yeah, a little fan movie. Has to do with some porn and some Left 4 Dead. I think it was called Left 4 Head.
Left 4 Dead. Elston wasn't here for this.
You like that, did you?
I wasn't here for this, and when I finally caught up and listened to it, I was like, oh. I think I needed to be when it was happening.
Not but you have to, like,
Well, I played 100 hours of Left 4 Dead.
We're still like a PG-13 site, and the fact that I can play these acts in audio,
right?
We could never show them on the site. No. And I think I said it was podcast 40, maybe, and Charlie Barrett. God, I was already really busy. He's
like, desperate for stuff.
He's like, people are talking about Left 4 Dead. I'm like, what? And he told me about it, and like, but no one can find it. And I found it. And like, you found that faster than anybody on the internet, right?
Yeah, you had it. Nobody found it except for you.
Yeah, but then I had to listen to this 30-minute video so I could collect video of a hunter. Fucking Zoe. maybe not in her face. His tongue is coming out of his crotch, and this is what it sounds like when a hunter and a Zoe really love one another.
I remember you had the vomiting clip where it was the vomit, and 1 second later was the splash, and you sync those two up. You're
I was just about to mention that because you said that too. One of your favorite bits was from podcast 34 when we just grabbed the Macho Man soundboard.
Yeah! Oh, the Macho Man sound.
You know how much I like that?
Dig it. 1 million%. I love that. I was on vacation last week. I was at Creative Assassin's house, and we went to the Macho Man board, and I found that one where I think it's the breathing part of that, and he's like,
he just freaks out afterwards.
Well, there's one where he's like, Hulk Hogan, yeah. And it's like, it sounds like he's running his hands over his stomach, like, oh, baby.
You don't remember the line I said after that? That's the only thing I remember.
I'm gonna put myself way up inside him. He's so supple. Oh yeah. He's begging for it. Look at that little shorts. Oh man.
Look at that little shorts.
Look at him. Oh man, that receding hairline is mine. Yeah. The greatest.
A man knows how to cry.
You know how much he's gonna come on him?
1,000,000%.
That's a lot of. That's like he's the piece of pear in a Jell-O ball. That's 1,000,000%.
Who's his French cousin?
Bonsoir.
Mon ami.
That guy. It's so hard to write for these things.
Bonsoir is just learn one new French word and you have a joke.
And we have a joke, and I just didn't want to be.
He's ready, mon ami.
This is about Shane, and before.
By the way, podcast 27 is the birth of Bonsoir.
Is it really?
Yes, it's Lizzie and Henry, and then somehow that happens.
Bonsoir after.
I love it because I went back and listened to it, and Lizzie doesn't laugh the whole time, but I'm doing Bonsoir. She's like, "You do that pretty good." Like doesn't laugh once.
It's pretty well, Lizzie. Pretty well.
That's pretty good.
Shane also said one of his favorite things, which I think. If I was a GRE the last 2 years, this is one of the things I would remember you for. It's in the YouTube videos and the forums. There's a farewell Shane thread.
The Wii Music?
Wii Music.
Which, by the way...
am I the only person who's played that in the office?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Which, by the way, that is, of all the YouTube videos on my channel, that's the one with the most views. Is stunning Wii Music performance.
And I hate that this is how I have to present it, but this is in the audio file I found. This is Shane Patterson playing Wii Music.
Jesus Christ.
No? We don't need the intro?
Here we go. I liked it better when this preceded a one-word review.
But this is actually way worse. Alright, I'll speed it up.
No. It's all about me.
Oh.
You skipped a bit.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Patterson, Wii Music.
I think that was the dog instrument.
The second verse is way better. Music!
Oh, tentpole release.
Miyamoto, you're a genius.
This was the most heavily marketed game.
I think that's their only failure of this generation.
Except for the
indisputable
system,
failure.
except for the system as a whole.
I'm talking sales.
Well, sales, yeah. Well, even then, it's not a failure. It ended up selling enough.
Even though I saw Mario Sluggers was $20 on Amazon.
Wow, what a piece of shit!
A deal of the day. It was not a bad game.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a bad game. I'm really angry about Nintendo.
Well, I only think of it as in the Mario baseball game was the last thing they did on the last generation.
Yeah,
here was one of the first.
Mario's Superstar Baseball or whatever was pretty late in the game,
and I know because even in a pitch meeting, I'm like,
well, he played everything else at that point.
Yeah. All right. But I asked Shane, what's something you'd want to hear us play? And Shane is a big Metal Gear nerd.
Yeah.
And he sent this to me, and I don't even believe this is real.
I don't remember at all when this happens. I was looking for a specific codec conversation in Metal Gear Solid 3 where Zero or Major Tom or whoever he is,
the countdown starts.
Yeah, where they start talking about James Bond, and he's like, Snake, you don't like James Bond. What? How about we design a snake gun and you can grapple with it and throw it at the enemy? I thought that was pretty silly, but then I found this on YouTube.
We play a little bit of it, and Michael, we're gonna need your help.
Yeah,
from Metal Gear 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this big pile of crap, right? It's shaped like a giant tank, and it's walking around on 2 legs, going on a rampage and stomping on people and houses and stuff. And this giant turd is carrying the nastiest missiles you ever saw. Like, whenever it launches one of its turd missiles, whatever it hits, people, trees, buildings, turns into shit.
That's pretty sick, man.
What the hell is that?
I don't remember. Apparently Snake is talking about a nightmare.
A nightmare. It's apparently an Easter egg in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah. I don't remember that at all. I found that through
and I'm like,
forums.
Did they even curse in Metal Gear games? I don't.
Sometimes.
I'm sure they do, but I don't.
They're M-rated games.
I know, but we keep saying that, but I never.
It's mostly
remember
for the blood.
A curse word coming out of Snake's mouth ever.
Maybe like damn.
Maybe damn. Never.
Yeah, I remember hell and damns, but I remember like some character said shit somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But this total typifies Metal Gear, but they do it as a joke.
Good thing it was just a dream, huh?
Yes, that's a good thing.
Feeling better now?
Yeah.
People are just sacks of shit, and they're full of holes. Fill them up with water, and it's gotta come out from somewhere.
He's making
advice.
Some
kind of.
Well, they all in the third game. I remember Godzilla was a metaphor for the Tokyo people at the bombs on Nagasaki. What are you talking about? I'm supposed to be playing you.
No, you.
Well, it's true. Godzilla was a metaphor.
All right, all right.
Don't
So
make-
what year was it?
1954.
Yeah.
Boo for accuracy.
But that is the last favor you get from us, because right now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to roast Shane Patterson.
Do I get a special chair?
Yes, and you'd have to sit here and take it and be quiet. Because it's time to roast Shane Patterson. Who's ready? Hey, everybody, I will be your roast master. I am Christopher Antista. Bring the funny. Hey, Shane Patterson's leaving us. It's true. We all wear this. It hurts a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of good-natured ribbing. Shane, we're here to honor a man who's risen through the ranks of Games Radar. From his mild-mannered beginnings, Shane instantly made a name for himself by making the most horrendous video game movies ever made. I personally, Christopher Antista, starred in a Resident Evil movie so bad it actually put Shane in the running to direct the next Resident Evil movie. Shut up! Seriously, folks, Shane's game movies are so bad. UA Bull formed an online petition to stop him.
It's pronounced Uvable.
Shut the fuck up,
Dr. Uvable.
You may remember Shane Patterson from his many, many wrestling reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Can I say this guy is totally gay for wrestling reviews? Am I right? Burr?
Yeah,
you heard my comedian voice?
You're mostly right.
Huge boner for all things WWE. The only way to get Shane to tap out of a wrestling match is to drain his ball sack. He's played every...
I guess that makes sense.
Sure. That's how hard he is.
Well, okay.
He's played every single racing title out there and bored the hell out of all of us with all the gay-ass details. I think it's fair to say Shane's ability to suck the life out of the wrestling game is second only to Chris Benoit's.
Is that a knock on me or that monster that killed his family?
Whatever. I thought he was a good wrestler. Pretty good domestic.
His
man,
theme
too.
song was used in Melrose Place.
Yeah.
Why do I know that?
I remember that too.
Well, seriously. I've worked right across from Shane for several years now. And several. And I don't know what I'm going to do to replace this kindred spirit of mine. Sure, I could prop up a rotting hog's carcass in a chair and slather it in Irish potatoes and Axe body spray. But how could I possibly teach it 3 synonyms for grapple? All right, everybody, let's get it started.
Let's get it started.
First
None of it is going to be that good.
First up on the TalkRadar dais is a man so dorky, even his thoughts have Coke bottle bifocals. Henry Gilbert.
Hey everybody, at the roast today, we're all here to say good riddance to Kane Shatterson. But before I do, I need to say hi to the other people here today. Chris,
Is he drunk? He sounds
on your
wasted.
face. Don't worry, you'll go home and get to eat some pizza soon, you greaseball.
All right.
And there's Michael over there typing a 3,000-word feature on the history of Toshinden, wearing his diamond ring that Activision bought him for his prototype review.
Oh, he's got your number. He's got your number.
But anyway, this is about Shane. You know, I don't want to say Shane is tall, but his doctor needs a ladder to check his prostate. I bet a lot of sport is going to be made of Shane's gay obsession with wrestling and UFC. But what about his equally gay obsession with Hideo Kojima? That guy loves him some Solid Snakes, if you catch my drift.
I don't catch anyone's drift.
Yeah.
But you know, even with his love for fake sports, Shane loves real sports too. Football, baseball, track. He proved that a jock can also be a sexless nerd.
Oh man, Henry's really giving it to you.
But you know, Shane, you can be a little too in shape. I don't want to accuse Shane of being too thin, but extras in Schindler's List were fatter than you.
Were they?
That should have been saved for the Holocaust.
Coming this Christmas.
Oh, and Aunt Frank's birthday.
Oh.
Finally, as we bid Shane a fond farewell as he goes to storm Hollywood, just want to say that you've been an inspiration to me, and I'm really gonna miss you, you old sod. See ya.
Oh,
Henry Gilbert.
Henry,
ladies
come
and
here. I'm
gentlemen.
giving you a hug.
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing. The next man up is more obsessed with dates than an indentured Turkish grocer. Ladies and gentlemen, baby Brett Elston.
Well, hey, I just wanted to tell everyone I've only got 2 of these things, so we got to make them really good. First one up actually comes from my girlfriend, old C. Goodwinson. Did you know that Shane is so white he reflects light from the sun more efficiently than the moon?
Yeah.
Did we all know that?
I knew that.
And wrapping it up, did you know? Shane is. No, I'm not going to start 2 of them out there. Shane is so tall that Six Flags had to put "You Must Not Be Shane Patterson to Ride" next to all of its roller coasters.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brett Elston.
All right,
play him off the dais. The
dais?
He's a beautiful man.
It was God, what's his name?
I hate to interrupt you, Brett.
Geraldo.
If you thought the comedy stylings of Mr. Elston couldn't get any more white bread and out of touch, you haven't met our next speaker, our very own alien Sheets Kaiser, Paul Ryan.
Did you call him an alien?
Aryan sheets cut.
I think you said alien. Yeah, send an alien.
Shut up. Paul Ryan, hit it.
Ahem. It is with heartfelt sorrow that we bid farewell to Shane Patterson. For 3 years, we've eaten lunch together, and every day we chat about world events as Shane enjoyed one of his famous homemade turkey sandwiches. Odd, since he is full of baloney.
You're really in for it.
Contrary to popular belief, Shane is not moving on to a career in ornithology. Even though, ladies and gentlemen, this man is assuredly for the birds.
Wow, where did that bass come from?
I don't know. I think Paul stole some of Bernie Mac's
set up his entire state.
Shane is actually leaving to pursue a life in films. Did I mention Shane is a bad filmmaker? Shane's films are so bad he can't even be rated on the Rotten Tomato meter. Rather, they bomb so terribly they can only be measured on the Richter scale.
Holy shit. Paul is really giving it to you. I've never seen him this mad.
You can hear how mad he is.
I hear the spit flying out of his mouth.
But seriously, I could poke fun at Shane all day, but unfortunately I have to leave to go have sexual relations with his mother. I'll be with you, Shane Patterson.
It sounds like you got a speaking spell to make fun of him and not Paul.
Sorry, that is the real Paul Ryan playing my favorite version of Paul Ryan.
Barely awake Paul Ryan.
Your favorite version of Paul Ryan is Norm Macdonald?
Then you know. Genius. I say genius. Speaking of dry and humorless, I am proud to introduce our next speaker, Games Radar's shining, shimmering Gabriel Knight of the Boring Republic, Mr. Charlie Bearhat.
Thank you. Yes.
There's no bear noise.
Look at this bear hat I'm wearing.
I can believe that.
Anywho, so Shane's so bland and boring that I actually couldn't come up with any jokes for him. So I went to the internet. So I went to the internet and just stole some. I'm not gonna bother changing the pronouns on these. And they're all for the same element of Shane, which is that he's skinny. So Shane's so skinny, she swallowed a meatball and thought she was pregnant.
She did.
She did.
She did. Yeah. This is canon.
All right, I might do one more of these and I'll move on. Shane's so skinny, she used a Band-Aid as a maxi pad.
Hey, I didn't say that.
The heavy flows.
All right. Okay, so I'll move on to ones I actually tried to write. They're not that good, though. Chris and Shane were hired at the same time. I'm sure you remember that. Shane's so shitty at his job, we ended up giving more responsibility, including this podcast, to the guy who cuts his own shit with plastic cutlery.
That's an actual. Both of you look very sad about that.
Is that it, Charlie
That's
Bird?
how I got no more.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you,
Charlie
Charlie
Bird. Unbelievable. If you thought Charlie Barrett's barbs of witticism were dripping with sex,
You were wrong.
then wait till you hear who's up on her way here to the TalkRadar Day. It's the fabulously classy Lizzie Guevas.
She's a girl.
Oh my
I'd
god.
say it's been an honor to work with Shane if he hadn't been such a idiot. He probably could have spent more time reviewing games if he hadn't been so preoccupied with bending over and getting in the ass by constantly inserting 8-inch featuring muscle-bound men, kicking and punching his once tight, now battered and ravaged for hours
All right.
And that's not even to mention all the time he spent about while around with cheerleaders, and all that time he spent trying to on fan sites by
I remember that.
backwards oil
Yeah.
found trunk butt. Shane, it was great working with you, and I really enjoyed those long walks. Not so much the f***ing, though.
Well,
Oh, man.
too much truth in that one.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Lizzie.
Oh man, Lizzie Cuevas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, assuming he's paying attention, our final roaster of the evening needs no introduction. Mostly because he sounds exactly like a quiet version of Brett. Mr. Michael Ray Parez!
All right. First off, I'd like to extend a big fuck you to our roast master for putting me last and therefore building expectation that I will somehow be entertaining after the stuff that's already gone on.
What a comedian!
But
what a cut up.
Yeah, when Chris floated the idea of this roast to us, he told us to take it easy on Shane because, according to Chris, Shane is a delicate flower. He is in fact so thin-skinned that Sarah Palin once told him not to take things so personally.
Topical.
All right, shut the fuck up.
2008.
But going easy on Shane is hard. This is a man who uses the incredible power of modern-day consoles to play games about sweaty men groping each other in cages. He's so skinny that when a strong breeze wafts by, he blows it. And he's so tall, it's all he can do to fit into that closet.
Oh, he just said
So,
you're gay.
I'm not saying
And
saying
tall.
Shane's gay, but he's pretty gay, or at least his taste in games is. I mean, seriously, UFC, WWE. At the risk of alienating half our audience here, you must have the most grab-ass centric game library of anyone in this building.
Don't forget Metal Gear Solid.
Also, Metal Gear, which is built around
Old man ass.
Which is about grabbing men.
Yeah. But mainly, it's tough to go easy on Shane because Shane refuses to take it easy on himself. He examined the possibility of a life spent playing and writing about video games and found it lacking. He's determined to work towards something that's potentially even better, and for that, I admire him. Being privileged enough to work with you, Shane, over the last few years has been like a nonstop party. A party atop the biggest float in the Pride Parade, but a party on that.
Thanks.
Oh no, the audience is turning against us.
Oh, it's only because Michael said something nice about him. Shane Patterson.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I shouldn't hold back anymore. Shane Patterson.
Me?
Oh, yes.
Am I on? What am I doing?
One great
Your
direction.
turn to respond.
It respond
Oh,
all those-
respond.
He's seen a roast, and
That's-
I also
oh,
told
yeah.
him 10 times he was doing this.
That's scathing
Come up with
commentary.
something or don't.
All your comments are well deserved. In my defense, THQ was like the only publisher I've ever dealt with. And all I got were the sports games. The sports games with fucking. No, yeah, I always, if you've listened to me on the podcast, whenever I'm on the spot, I get tongue-tied and choked up. But more so now, I actually am really sad that I'm leaving GamesRadar. I've been here for 3 years, and it's been a lot of fun. Mostly, sorry, this is beginning like really stupidly sentimental. No, besides the job being a blast, everyone I've worked with are some of the coolest people I've ever met in my life, and as a section of my life, I'm not going to forget this and at all. It's just another thing I need to pursue for myself because I'm always trying to be the best person I can.
You're the best, Shane!
And one more thing, not to because I'll probably blubber on my last day, but I also wanted to verbally say this shout out to you guys in the forums because the forum thread that's going right now, like I never thought I had any fans in the forums, but only because I'm probably one of the least vocal on the podcast. And the pages of like, oh my god, he's leaving. I read his articles. It's weird, like writing an article and reading a statistic of people who've read it and actually having someone say, I've read something or listened to you and I've enjoyed it. I mean, my mom is a fucking fan of me, but like she doesn't know what I talk about. And like having you guys say that in the forums is actually...
She's not as hot.
She's not as hot. Paul is fucking her right now.
Yeah.
But
That's what that is.
it's but like you guys in the forums, you have no idea how much everyone on staff really appreciates you guys. You guys are some of the coolest people, and you stick with us. And all the comments and everything you guys said about me, and the MP3 and like the video you guys made of me, like the farewell. actually really heartwarming. I do take that to heart, and thanks a lot.
All right, before you get all too blubbery, why don't you go ahead and see what we're going to do next segment?
Next segment, we got some community stuff. We're going to announce some winners, specifically the Rift Track winners.
All right, Shane, name another bit you want to hear. What's another bit you thought was the funniest thing you were around for?
I want to hear the first one of Duke, with the glass pants.
All right, the semi-retired Duke.
What else do we got? Is that
community segment?
Yeah,
Tracks winners?
Community segment. Yeah, and then I'm gonna GTFO for the last time.
Oh.
Hey, this is Mike Nelson from rifftracks.com, and you're listening to TalkRadar.
This is El Pork, and on behalf of PC Engine, I'd like to wish the one and only Chocolate Shane Patterson loads of good luck and happy wishes. I know everybody in the forums is going to miss you, and the cast will certainly never be the same, but you know, you got to look on the good side. We all hate to see you go, but we love to watch you leave. Ooh, that sweet, sweet chocolate.
News radar. Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
Another gaming news.
What is it you want me to do exactly?
Introduce what the fuck Duke Lombardi is.
Okay. In real gaming news, we have a guest joining us this week, Duke Lombardi, who may become a weekly fixture on the podcast. Is going to be reviewing E for Everyone games for us. So, Duke, you want to take it from here?
So exciting! Make his entrance.
Hello, everybody. This is Duke Lombardi. Guess what review I'm going to be doing? You guys can talk to me.
Can we?
Yeah.
Are you related?
Please engage me.
Are you related to Doug Lombardi?
He's my brother. He works over at Valve, and he makes the stem. The steam. Careful, don't burn yourself. It's too hot over there. Duke Lombardi here, review everybody's favorite game in the TalkRadar. You guys can't seem to get enough of the Animal Crossing, am I right?
That seems about accurate.
You in particular, Mr. Olston, seem to love the Animal Crossing. I don't know what the fuck that's about. All right.
What do you got for us, Duke?
Today I'm going to be taking a look at my favorite game, fucking Animal Crossing. You see, Animal Crossing is like a dual-layer DVD made of ice cream and pressed ham. It comes smothered in A1 steak sauce and served alongside the severed head of Tom Nook's mother, which then has been fried up in such a way as to continually stare into your soul and ask, why? Is that good? Animal Crossing? Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's then left to finally age in a mass grave.
You're sweating an awful lot.
Excuse me. Dab. It is left to finally age in a mass grave until such a time as an ancient and powerful mummy is attracted to its dark aura. Then you pick apples or pull up beets. It's up to you. This is a wonderful game for children and the emotionally distraught. I give it 8 out of 5 heads. That's a good review, in case you don't know.
That is a good review.
I think if you saw all the individual heads, they're like really nice heads.
Yeah. So, Duke, what is this about Silent Hill coming to Steam?
Silent Hill?
Yeah.
What is it? Silent Hill? I have, as a professional reviewer, I gotta say, the sound is one of the most... That's right, Michael! One of the most important things to the game is anything but silent. I said my piece.
Does Doug Lombardi actually sound like that?
Absolutely not. Maybe. Who's Doug Lombardi? He's not here right now. You're talking
It just sounds like Dr. Girlfriend.
Dr. Girlfriend, well, I'm fucking offended. Wish I had a zipper sound effect. Let me take this out right now. All right. That is all man, my friend. All man.
You broke your glass pants. Michael's gonna pass out. Oh, Christ.
All right, let's send Mr. Party up. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Duke.
Don't forget to clean up your pants on the way out. Somebody could step in that.
You need a broom and a pan.
That was unbelievably kind of him. Yeah. Okay, Duke Lombardi, everybody.
TalkRadar pitches.
It's so bad. Go to GamesRadar.com.
Dear Mr. Patterpon, you are about to embark on the next step in your great journey, but first, let me regale you of your time at Games Radar. From the hilarious anecdotes about Jade Raymond
Hey! Hey, wait! My name is Shane. Are you Jade Raymond?
to the countless features about the gaming world,
Mostly you really like the games that pretty much star you. No. The answer is no, and that's a stupid question.
let us not forget your loving contributions to Talk Radar.
I'm here looking at all the pedophiles at Cyberspace.
The moments of console fanboy rage,
The old 360's ring is so goddamn red, it just got indicted by Senator McCarthy. Bring it back.
enticing details of your sexual deviancy,
You get to drink from the water hose.
and the office antics for which you are famous. So go on, young Shane Patterson, and achieve your dreams. Just remember us, the devoted listeners, who will forever have a paper-thin-sized hole in our hearts.
Saving the world.
Rock Band doesn't matter right now, does it?
At the crossroads.
No. No, it doesn't. I forget.
I
what
miss
Rock-
my Uncle Charles, y'all.
I heard that on the radio yesterday.
Gross.
I know.
I'm drunk. It's hard to talk. I'm going to skip game deal segments. And instead of doing dream segments, dream interpretations, I would rather propose you go to the forums and vote on if you ever want to hear those again. Because I can't... They're really long, and I can't tell if they're entertaining or not. I never read them first.
I see.
And now I have to read all of them. And it loses the spontaneity. I really wanted my credibility to be that I'm reading them the first time on the air.
Right.
I don't know.
Wow.
Community segment?
Communities.
You want to go scream into that?
Yeah, I guess starting the community segment, I received in the mail, and this is for anyone listening to this podcast, I received in the mail from Amazon a $5 off purchase of Punch-Out game on Amazon for the Wii Punch-Out.
Whoa!
If anyone thinks a $5 difference will convince them to buy Punch-Out, message me on the Games Radar messaging system, not the forum PMs, because I will never check that again. Which I will eventually. I might check it. But message me at thegamesradar.com messaging system, and I'll give you this promotional code. Like I already have it, so I won't use it. But it's only $5 off from Amazon.
But it's already a little cheaper on Amazon.
Yeah.
If I'm not
But
mistaken.
if you really want Punch-Out for some reason, we're like, I will pay $55 for it. This offer expires July 31st, so get the shit on it.
Yeah.
So I can give you this code.
And before we go into the community segment, I forgot Shane has to announce the winners of the Rift Track.
Yeah, I got 20 DVDs to give to you.
Here's the last thing. Make sure to message Tyler Wilde about this, not Shane, because he won't exist.
Yeah. Message. Okay, let's make that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
Tyler Wilde, because I won't be working here anymore when you find out who you are.
I'm trying.
All right, first winner.
Go ahead.
It's really hard. All right, I got 20 guys. First one. The appropriately named...
Shut that bitch up!
The appropriately named Rousedower is our first winner of Rift Tracks. Now, one question. Rousedower, is that a stupid name? All right. Zabu-san, Old School Ninja, Turbo Bison, Fist for Fat, Metal Gear Flaccid, SSJ4, Raditz, 435, Ramination, Patriot Fan 09, Angel of Irin, the Hamburglar touched me. Slightly better name. Chris Antista smells like pizza. He sure does. He sure does.
He really does.
As well as Stone Magician 99, the Slacker 156, Bar 1 Scorpio, Ramen Dragon, Johnny Six Gun for his amazing, for his beautiful digging up of things that Chris will explain more after I read the last name, which is Cluster Shark. Congratulations, guys.
Wow, that's a who's who of the forum users.
Yeah.
It was.
They made me giggle.
And by the way, if you don't send your in-car addresses to me within, let's say, 3 days of this, I'm giving them away to somebody else.
I
don't want in-cart either, people.
You have to take them.
Yes. Otherwise,
they
we
are
can't
stinking up the office.
Yeah. Take your DVDs. Otherwise, we can't give away a bunch of other extremely cool shit.
Yeah. Which
Please
is an
get
example
these
of
things
if you're
out of here, they're
listening.
starting to rot.
It's an example of if you're listening to the podcast and for some reason not in the forums or not really participating but just kind of listening passively, that's fine, but you're missing out on free shit that we get that we're trying to pass on to you. And the same 12 people keep winning it.
Free shit we can't keep. We're legally only obligated to hold this shit for like a couple days after notifying you that you've won. If you don't like something you see, remember they own a bunch of other things. So I'm not saying we have Ninja Turtles, 300, Watchmen, Harry Potter stuff, Terminator stuff to give away in the future. Hurry the fuck up!
But we probably will.
We might. Community segment! What was last week's question?
Oh, last week's question of the week when I was busy, I think, tipping cows and blowing horses in Illinois.
Hold on.
I
believe I have audio of that.
Right. Yes, I do remember that. That was Monday. That was Monday. Last week's question of the week, which I don't. Who came up with this, by the way?
Me.
You, Chris.
What dead company or franchise do you miss the most? Tyler wanted to add in franchise. I said company. I wanted the dead company.
Right. And opening it up to franchise or company made the answers quite different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there'll be a lot of answers on Tyler Wile's article on the main site. Yeah, on the QOTW article that we'll post. But I noted that Kildrone missed Crash Bandicoot when it was good.
I should thank Kildrone. Kildrone is the one who did the Goodbye Shane audio beforehand. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that.
Creative Assassin, specifically because he mentioned Working Designs as a company.
Yes,
Mrs. Working Designs.
He should.
Specifically because, and this is something that really meant a lot to me as well back in the early 90s, every Working Designs game came with foil box art and a full color manual. Just like they really put effort into it.
They were the first people to realize who they were marketing to.
Yeah, it was nerds. Like nerds that
Not
care.
nerds, but like...
Dude, I'm a nerd. I don't care, but that's what it was.
Nerds, huge nerds.
I was going to say, here's...
Deep nerds. That care a lot.
Well, it was also the localization they took. It took so much time that, where's this game? We're not done.
Yeah.
Putting it through Babelfish.
Yeah. Yeah, Working Designs, Atlas and NIS America, more so Atlas in this case, are kind of the current versions of that. But Working Designs, in the early to mid 90s, were really special. Rad Bracket, Jacob 816, and Fruit of Loom, along with several others, missed Free Radical and the Time Splitters series.
Yeah.
Squid
Tech UK.
Yeah, I loved Time Splitters too. That's all I played, but I loved it. Fantastic soundtrack. Oh,
I should say for the UK podcast, I had a podcast up this week. In the video on our site, they're playing Time Splitters 2, but they hooked up a peripheral they have where you get shocked when you get hit and die. I've never heard of this, and I wish we could have done this on our podcast. It's like little diodes you hook up to their arm, and Matt Cundy is playing it, and his arm is convulsing to where he can't fucking play. So TalkRadar UK podcast, I can't recommend it enough.
Wow, UK podcast number 2.
Number 2.
Squidhead 442 misses the Oddworld inhabitants, and the Oddworld.
God, he's right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And Chris, you think you said that's never going to happen? Those guys said, "Fuck it, we're out of here."
No, Shane had read something that said he will do it, but that guy was complete. Fuck video games.
Right.
I'm going to make movies from here on out.
Did they make one?
The intro, one of the movies for Abe Oddworld was nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
So he could do
right.
it.
All right. Chris Antista likes little boys.
Sure does.
Which is
slightly better than Smells Like Pizza, right?
He likes boys that smell like pizza.
I'd rather like little boys than smell like pizza.
He misses Dark Cloud. There were 2 of those.
And one of them was that.
I guess I'm older. I feel like it's barely been gone.
Yeah.
No, he's right. It's a franchise a lot of people like.
The Guy 42 Grand Inquisitor missed Advent Rising for some reason.
Wow.
Which, I mean, there was a potential. I just think it maybe didn't live up to it, and if they made a second one, it could.
Yeah, I miss Two Human.
Oh man, I miss last.
Let him talk. It's his last day. Go for it.
I miss August. Roused Hour again. He misses Looking Glass Studios for both the System Shock series and Thief.
Roused Hour.
User Friendly Fire misses Digital Anvil and their Lancer series. PC Freelancer.
Charlie Barrett.
No.
Freelancer. All right.
All right. Freelancer. Yeah.
All right. Dur 420 misses Jet Moto.
Yes, I do
Really?
too.
Yeah.
That used to matter.
No, 1 and 2 matter.
Yeah.
Period.
It was interesting that one of the levels of Jet Moto 1 or 2 was a secret level in Twisted Metal 2. And it was really weird to drive it was a secret level.
Which
I don't know. Tanuki Man, who's a new user this week, misses the Quarterback Club series.
Anybody?
Primarily because I can hear Charlie clicking through the website.
I'm looking at the Freelancer video game Wikipedia page.
Oh, wow. No, Quarterback Club was like back when Active... Was it Acclaim? It was Acclaim.
I remember the logo.
Yeah, it was Acclaim, I think, trying to keep Madden humble.
Mm-hmm.
And Ravenbomb, Factor 5, Pre-Layer, when their track record was really strong. Rogue Leader, Super Turrican, things like that. Vermitax Dragon misses Interplay, like classic Interplay with Descent and Earthworm Jim. Is Interplay Earthworm Jim?
Yeah, well, they published it.
All right. Elfangor, because he is apparently alone with me, loving PN3 for GameCube. The only dance action game in the world. Panzer DSS.
Not true either.
What?
The only dance action game in the world?
Yeah.
Space Channel 5?
Yeah.
That's just following arrows. This is a dance action game. You're running and shooting, but she's dancing the whole time, and it's about keeping her.
Oh, so the animation is dancing while you're not doing anything.
So it's actually less of a dance action game.
Yeah, it's keeping her rhythm while you shoot.
Are you
Anyway,
sure it's PN3 because I always thought it was supposed to phonetically sound like Piano 3.
I've never heard that. Panzer DSS obviously misses Panzer Dragoon.
Oh, I love that.
Orda was good for Xbox, but that was 2002. I think.
Kidding? That was like the worst Panzer Dragon saga or Panzer Dragon, and it was still the best thing on the Xbox.
Yeah, it was not the best Panzer Dragoon, but it was still good.
It's the best thing on the original Xbox. There is.
I like Crimson Skies more. Egregious says Shenmue, which I think cost Sega $1 billion to make. Thornier Gravy misses LJN because he misses being repeatedly let down. Asher mixes Echo the Dolphin and has a great Photoshop of Echo being eaten by a shark. Angry Fruit Salad, who was apparently a PlayStation 3.
That was cool. We didn't talk about that.
No, we didn't.
It's in the forums.
He's a PlayStation 3 developer, and he's been following up on things we've been saying about the PlayStation 3 and how hard it is to develop the PlayStation 3.
It's really interesting if you want to.
It's very technical. I don't understand a lot of it.
Yeah. I tweeted about it and hoping people would go there.
It's a more honest representation of what you'll get, what the PS3 can do and does.
Yep. He misses MDK.
Oh god.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh god.
And
sniping.
Electro Freeze misses the Chrono series, 2D Metroid games, and everyone, like every third post was a 2D Sonic game.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wants that. And then there's the curious case of Jackie Chantista does all his own cunts. Which I don't know.
What did he say?
I cry every morning when I realize my dreams of a new Kid Icarus will never come true.
I'm done with Kid Icarus.
That's true. Miyamoto apparently said, "Just wait, please."
But he said that 3 years ago.
They're so desperate if you're going to Kid
we're still waiting.
Kid Icarus?
Yeah.
Kid Icarus.
Look, it's not high priority. They had to get Wii Music and Wii Fit and Wii Sports Resort.
And the worst Animal Crossing.
Everything else out the door first.
Yeah, but I would update Ice Climbers before I'd update Kid Icarus.
And $5 footlong misses, for some reason, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Along with Darkstalkers, which I'm a fan of.
Awesome. So he loves
Darkstalkers.
Capcom.
And finally, Antista Lovebot 0069 I'd be the happiest little bastard in the world if they made a Super NBA Jam Tournament Edition Turbo HD remix. R.I.P. NBA Jam and everyone who put their initials in as ass.
Yes.
I switched to cum or jizz. All right.
New users who signed up to answer.
Oh.
I want to give a shout out to iJizzLots, who apparently never got a mention.
Did he not?
No. His avatar is a cup of overflowing milk. A cup of overflowing...
iJizzLots. Our moderation can't stop him.
No. This asshole, whose name was all of our last names, and it's like 1,000 characters long, Mercantilestil Elst...
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's all of our last names, and I can't read it, so you go to hell. Mr. Seaweed Monster Man, Juicebox Hero, The Guy 42, Friendly Fire, Crantista with T-E-A, T, Tanuki Man, Rapara's the Assassin, Arctic Metal,
Henry Assassin,
Trolly Manatee, Angry Fruit Salad, again, We Achievement Whore, in Communist Russia, Collins Phil U. Obama,
what's his name?
Obama 69 Dr. Funkenstein, whose avatar is Frankenstein playing a guitar.
No, it's Herman Munster.
Is it Herman Munster? Do you know this because you are this person?
No.
All right, and Rod Wolf 42.
Wait, what about Games Radar Buttercup?
Oh
yeah, BR Buttercup and Shadowfax.
Shadowfax signed up to comment.
We're currently shouting at each other in the top 7 ponies. Every sexy studs to ride.
Yes, ponies.
Oh, I almost broke
Tapping
it.
with their hooves.
What's the new question of the week, Elsa?
Question of the week. Because I came back from vacation and was writing the Nintendo peripherals, I was working right up until we started this, so this is going to be very basic.
Sure.
Extremely basic question of the week, 43. What is your favorite console ever?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got mine.
Very basic.
I know.
I'm going to go last.
Mine is the Super Nintendo.
Mine is also the Super Nintendo.
Well, the reasoning was all these games that are like known for being super classics now, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, Mario World 1 and 2, Donkey Kong Country, like all these games, they all came out in the lifespan of that system, and Star Fox, and not to mention like amazing versions of franchises that already started, Castlevania 4, Contra 3. These are like some of the strongest games ever, and then also things you got.
I would say starts with new franchises, and the way this is the system from its inception to the end of the line, that evolution is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like no other system took a dive other than the Saturn way too late from pixels to polygons.
Yeah, and the fact that it lasted from 1991 when it launched, and it lasted till 1998, fairly strong. Like it lasted 2 years after the 64 launched. And some other pretty decent games. It was just an amazing system. Like, beginning to end, it never entered the shitty, awful phase. Like, it just decided to die and go away completely. It was a fantastic system.
Charlie, yours is...
yeah, I'll choose Super Nintendo, but, like, you know, I started playing PC after that, so I missed on N64, PS1, all those. And now, I don't have any nostalgia for systems I've played with in the last 10 years, but I look back at the NES, it's childhood memories, but it's like, I don't ever want to go play back and play those games. I don't think they look good anymore, and they're hard. Super Nintendo, I'll be playing those games when I'm 60. Like, they always look good. They're just like the right amount of technology.
Just getting a good emulator, I would have said the opposite.
Really?
I'll never go back and play a Super Nintendo game. I'll still play an NES.
Yeah, NES was very hard for me to decide between NES and Super NES, but
I didn't know why.
For whatever reason, Super Nintendo meant more to me at the time. Even though NES, basically, as cheesy as it is, did change my fucking life. Prior to the NES, I was just kind of like, hey, I'm a kid, whatever. I don't have a specific interest that drives me.
I guess.
And the NES, like, completely curtailed me into video games.
Just NES just looks too basic and simple for me, and NES games to me now just
but
like
King's Quest is so detailed.
I think
the graphics are.
I think the Super Nintendo is a more detailed version of everything.
But also NES feels like each game feels like you have to memorize a formula. Like Super Nintendo, for me, you could play those games in different ways. You can do your jump a little bit different. I feel like all the NES games like do this and then that, and to get through.
Having recently played Mickey Mousecapade and Astynex.
Oh my god, Mickey Mousecapade is terrible. Fucking game,
not that bad.
And I just can't go back and play something that's a rectangle with corners.
All right, Michael.
I would probably say Super Nintendo or NES, but so as not to be cliche here, I'm going to say Sega Saturn. Because it's the only system that I've played like in the last 10-15 years that I actually like feel affection for. I got mine for like $80 when it was already on the way out, and it just had this ridiculous, incredible library of games that were all marked down to like $10-20. It did 2D games, which is what I wanted to play at the time that I got it. It did them incredibly well.
Yeah.
I mean, Dragon Force, I think, is one of the best 2D games of all time.
Very good.
Hands down.
Very good.
The 3D stuff, the 3D always looked terrible, but it looked uniquely terrible.
It did.
The Saturn kind of had that weird, unique Sega AM2 look to it.
Yeah, it had, like, when you see polygons from a Saturn, you go, that's a Saturn game. You can tell.
Yeah, whereas, Last Bronx, for example, was one of the last fighting games to come out for it. Looks like ass, but it moves brilliantly.
Yeah.
It's really smoothly animated.
I remember the argument that it couldn't exist on another system at the time because the memory.
Oh, the memory. Yeah, well, the memory issue also helped the Sega Saturn have arcade perfect ports of X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
The last console that term
3.
mattered on.
Yeah, arcade perfect.
That's true.
And if we're defining console as a piece of distinguishable hardware that you buy and allows you to play exclusive experiences, I'm going to have to say Shane Patterson. Shane Patterson is my favorite console of all time. I'm going to defer to
My favorite is the PlayStation 2, and that's because I played more of that than any other system. That was the only system I had where I was an early adopter. I got that day one with SSX and my favorite movie of all time, Terminator 2. And I was able to...
I believe it was October 20th, 2000.
Yeah.
God damn it. Ruin a memory.
No, and...
Ascribing a serial number to it.
That carried me through my senior year of high school, all of college, and through to this job. So I went through 3 distinct phases of my life, building an awesome video game collection and movie collection at the same time. And so I played the shit out of that thing.
Yeah. No, PS2 was very strong. It's if you were going to go to for me to update like a modern thing, PS2 is the only system that has been in every house I've ever lived in. It's like I got it in my original house I grew up in, and then moved, and then moved, and then moved out here, and I've moved 3 times out here. And that is the only system that has been in every house I've ever lived in.
You didn't have an NES in every house you ever lived in?
Well, it was the last system that has
the most recent system.
Yeah, like after that, everything after that has been like I got it here, I got it there, or whatever. But PS2 does. I guess that's the last system also that carries some kind of weight. When I look at it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's the system that got me back into console gaming. I gave up on PC gaming to go back into.
See, we don't hate PlayStation. We just hate PlayStation 3.
There you go. Shane, your final thoughts on the PlayStation 3. Who does own one?
Who does own one? I wish it was better. Can't wait for Mag. Has great potential.
Give the fans some optimism, because they know you don't like it.
Uncharted, come on.
Uncharted 2 looks great.
I've heard you talking about that all week. Shane has been talking about Uncharted 2 all week.
All day and a half. Of this week.
But to be fair, Shane's also was looking forward to Wii Sports Resort.
For like a split second.
Which, when we go into teases, you will be having a posthumous...
Yeah, From Beyond the Grave! A feature about the pussy whiny baby game.
I'm going to be working on getting us through the Shane Patterson drought next week.
I'll be packing.
Are you going to be reviewing wrestling games?
I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to be the first person to show you movie trailers. Somebody's got to do that.
You're going to have to email me random photos that have no purpose whatsoever.
That's true.
with important.
You're also going to have to insult the CEO through email.
I can do that. You know what? I'll do it to his face, Shane. Shane wanted me to.
Hey, on his last
step
day.
up.
Hey, dick fuck.
Just going to say, Shane wanted me to say something to you. He couldn't be here anymore.
Yeah, you're not a guy I'd like to be friends with. I'm going to continue working.
I will be on vacation all next week.
You just were on vacation.
I know.
God
how about
damn
that? I'm probably moving, so I need to take that time to pack and probably get shit together.
But you can move in an hour.
I'm moving to Arkansas.
No!
Whoa!
Yeah. I'm going to make the drive every morning. Don't worry.
GRAK.
Please call in a podcast every day at 3.
Yeah, that's about it, though, Charlie. You're working on something.
Charlie?
Why? Oh, that's not Charlie. I'm Charlie.
You're right.
Oh, okay. So then, let's see. The next thing I have going up is, not enough of you read or looked at. There wasn't many words. The Sims 3 Celebrity Freak Show, which I threw together in about an hour, I think. So I'm gonna try putting a few more hours into throwing together another Sims 3 thing and trying to grab some of that Sims 3 cheats traffic we keep seeing coming in. So I know you're out there, these Sims 3 people.
Can we put it another way or something?
Way to get technical.
No one listening cares about Sims 3.
I'll be working on an article about Sims 3.
Okay, thank you, Charlie.
Hold on. There you go.
Michael. By the time this goes up, I will have an article up about ugly polygon babes.
God damn it.
With scare quotes there.
It's going to be funny.
Yeah, I hope so. It's basically it's a feature taking a look at game characters that used to be considered genuinely attractive, and it's just sort of wondering why.
Why when she doesn't have a real hip joint per se?
When her ass is a fucking 90-degree angle.
When her thigh visibly overlaps her hip. When her face
does that thing go all the way up?
Juts off in wildly different angles.
I think that's it.
No. I didn't plug. Next week I will be missing Shane Patterson.
Oh.
It's important to note that this whole podcast started because Shane is one of the first people I connected with here, and he said at some point after months working here that we should do a podcast. And we set up this format, and Shane was not in the first couple because of scheduling errors, whatever. He couldn't, he had other things to do. Shane and I set up how this works. To some extent, I bought the software. We had the sound effects. Part of this is built on Shane. Just sucks. Sorry, he's going away. This is me being sentimental. And, but in case you didn't know, almost everything we talked about and every piece of music we played going in and out of breaks has been picked by Shane, including this final song, which is from one of his favorite series. I'm sure you guys who love it will be able to guess it. Shane, give us something.
I'll miss all you guys here, and I'll miss all the readers. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. There's a hole inside my bones. I need to stay afloat for the summer, Lord. I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. There's a hole inside my bones. I need to stay afloat for the summer. Sun, you better wait to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.